What's good? LL Nation, Lucky Lefty Podcast, SD2 mics left. He's popping in. Matter of fact, there he is right now. We are brought to you by ONORA Whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com. That premium American whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com, and also at ZAIRE.com,
That's
where you
right.
can also book your hotels and flights for this
Book your
holiday season.
vacation with MalikZaire.com. I'll tell you what, your brother looks out for you. It's the holidays. I know y'all want to travel big. Look, I got the best prices for you: hotels, rentals, anything you want, airfare. That's my gift to you. Lucky Lefty Nation. I got you.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, man. Also, you already know, we're on CFB Nation, presented by
Twisted
Twisted
Tea. That's
Tea.
right.
Hey, hey. And then go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, thumb, smash it for us, the one that's up. And then leave your comments. We respond to all. You already know it's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We
Did
fit
it different.
different. Now, we have a poll question of the day. It's up on the YouTube page right now. Go to the YouTube page, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Who was the best freshman wide receiver in Notre Dame history? Who was
History?
Notre Dame history? Who was the best freshman wide receiver in Notre Dame history? All right. The
Does
options
this
are
include redshirt freshmen or just pure?
no, just true freshmen. We're doing true freshmen. Raghib Ismail, Tim Brown, Michael Floyd, or Tony Hunter. Those are your four options.
Who's the last one?
Tony Hunter, dude, from the
Okay.
early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have thrown in Duval Kamara. You could have thrown in a Golden Tate. They fell short just a little bit. But you're more than welcome to leave anybody else that you think fits the bill. You're more than welcome to leave them in the comments. More than welcome. Also, man, let me tell you something. That dude left and myself. I've been blessed. I've been on the earth a little bit longer than left.
That's right.
Left is really just starting. The big time initiative he has going in South Bend, the revitalization of South Bend, getting into development. I've been in real estate. We both do one thing. We both do one thing, left. We we get to that bag.
That's right.
We get to that bag. We both get to that bag. You hear me? I just booked a conference. I just booked a youth conference this week down in New Orleans for,
Oh,
for February 24th.
you
A
taking
nice.
kids down there? Or you meeting people down there?
I'll be doing both. I'll be doing both for
Oh,
this. I'll be
yeah.
doing
Okay.
both for them. And I've been doing youth conferences all over the country for over 20 years. So I just booked one. Of course, once the pandemic hit, it changed everything. And,
Nothing.
people are just starting to get back into doing conferences and, traveling and bringing their youth groups with them. And it's a blessing, but it's also a blessing for people to value you to come in and say, yo, we need you to be on this panel. We're going to
Okay,
bring
so
you
it's like
in.
a week. It's a weekend of like different talks and stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'll go down there. I'll probably bring my leadership from my youth group.
Is it a religious thing or is it just like a leadership conference
It's
or is it?
leadership. I mean, it's based out of faith. It's based out of faith, but it is far more than that because there we'll be dealing with financial management.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
for example, if it was just religious, then it would be about tithes, offering, all. No, 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 no. This is financial management,
Mm.
um, social media, how to manage social media, business.
Oh, it's like a life skills, like
Yes, yes,
what you really need to know out here to
yes.
to operate. Okay,
So
yeah.
it's in New Orleans, and I think, man, Shout out to my brothers because they're running it down there in New Orleans, and Bob and Sam Blakes, Robert and Sam Blakes are the hosts. They'll be hosting it, and I believe it's Life Church down there in New Orleans. Their father, who Robert C. Blakes Sr., um, great man, great man. Um, true story left. I went to one of his conferences, and this was about it. This just shows you the conference they had this particular year was in New Orleans, and I went down there for 3 days. And this conference was all about advancing your business via podcasting, shows, television broadcasting, because that's something that they were fantastic at it. They were on like 4 different networks at the time. It's like the Word Network, TVN. Those are two of the major, religious networks. But they were also on local networks throughout the South, and they really did a great job of being able to get the message out. And so, they brought other, businesses and churches in, just to mentor them
Yeah.
on how to better your audio visual department and your marketing department. And I went there, and it was crazy because I went to the day sessions, but they had actual church services one night. And this is in the middle of me like being like, this is when I was that dude. Like I was,
Yeah, that's
dude,
right.
you know what I'm
That's right.
saying? I was 206 pounds, played basketball 3 times a week.
Oh, you hitting the runs. You hitting
I
the
was
basketball
yeah,
run.
I was chiseled. I was man, I was still man. I was
That's
that
right.
dude. I had an earring in my ear. You know
The
what I mean? I
Michael Jordan
was
style?
dude, had my rope chains, my herringbones. I
They
was
couldn't tell
killing it.
Sean nothing, man.
And I never forget Pop Blake's rest his soul, man. I went to Bible class one night and I sat there and he taught a message, uh, the assignment of a man.
Mm.
In the middle of his teaching, I took my earring out of my ear and never put
Oh,
it
it
back.
just started melting. You right there. Like he's like, I don't even need this,
And I
man.
never put it back in. And,
Really?
and I'm not saying, that was for me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
how
course.
it
How it
impacted
hit you.
me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't care what anybody else wears because I
Yeah,
don't think that has
this ain't for
anything to do.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was for the example I had to be, the example I wanted to be, and my life moving forward. And that's when I really jumped into like real because I was already doing it, but that's when I really jumped into like mentoring young people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
So that was an impactful speech
yeah,
then.
yeah, 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 yeah. He was an old wise man, dude. Like he wasn't real slick. People can be real slick with the delivery and entertaining. No, he was just real straightforward. And in terms of ministry, people use the word um in terms of coaching and like feeling a coach when he's talking to you pregame, gravitas, or other words that players feel. It was like some people that just get in front of you, man. You just feel what they're saying, and it
That's right.
impacts you. And he was one of those people. He was I love and miss that dude to this day. To this day, I love and miss that dude.
And
I
it's a lot
really do.
about that speech right there has impacted you even far greater than his time here. And that's
To this
sometimes those
to this
moments.
day, to
Yeah.
this day, because I didn't have more because he was my dad's pastor,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
My dad was under him, and that's who my dad went to.
So it's kind
And
of like a preaching, a ministry tree, like a coaching tree.
no, I just think in leadership in life, everybody should have somebody with wisdom.
Oh yeah.
No man should be an island unto themselves, bro. No one, no one. Heck, if you're the president of the United States, you should have someone, a former president or somebody that you can go to, even though you're the most powerful man in the world. You should have somebody with wisdom that you can go to. I guess that's why they have, you know, people around them, but Marcus Freeman has Jim Tressel,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, the
and I don't
chat's
have a
cooking Marcus Freeman right now. That
hey,
press conference must have been rough because they are
hey, bro,
cooking.
hey, bear with us. I called MALIK 3 minutes into the press conference,
Yeah,
LL
you did.
Nation, and I was like,
This is not it.
this is not it. This ain't it. This
Oh
ain't
man.
it. This
So the,
ain't
so the
it.
week off wasn't good for him then.
Man, look,
You come back
man,
being like, what are you talking about?
yo, and I don't know if he is trying to put lipstick on a pig at this point.
Oh, he's making excuses now. Oh man.
And that's not something he's ever done.
Yeah. He's starting to sound like sound like Brian
Oh,
now.
yes, he's trying to sound, he's starting to sound like his predecessor a little
Starting to
bit,
sound
bro.
like Brian, and it's only been a year
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And but yeah, left. It look, like I said, LL question today at the YouTube page. Go check it. Best freshman wide receiver in Notre Dame history. We'll get to the results, the second half of the show. And the reason we say we get to the bag is because getting to the bag is our new mailbag,
That's right.
right? Irish Breakdown, they do the mailbag. We get to the bag,
That's
right?
right.
So you guys, you can put GTB and then your question or your comment, and we're going to load those up in the second half of the show every day and get to those questions, right?
We got to
And
answer
don't
the
forget,
question.
our super chat is lit once again.
That's
Don't
right. No,
forget
hey,
that. Don't forget that.
we just saying it's open.
Yeah. Hit us with the super chats. We greatly appreciate it because second half of the show every day,
That's right.
especially going because once the season is done, heck, that's all we're going to talk about is prep for the bowl game, development,
Interviews,
interviews, and super chats. Like,
super chats. Yeah, that's right.
let's
We
get
gonna
to
keep
it.
that thing
So,
going.
GTB, and then your comment or question as we get to the bag in the second half of the show, and then your super chats. Don't forget those. We greatly appreciate you. Thanks for indulging us for those few moments to start the show. Yes, left. Marcus Freeman began the press conference talking about field position.
Oh man.
Field position left.
Oh man. Field position?
If if we had better field position against Clemson, you know, things probably would have been different. And I
I
know,
told you
and,
that. I
and I
told you that.
know, and I know people
I
will
told you.
point to the interception for the touchdown and the muff punt, but you just can't say those two things. Well, we don't just want to say those two things in Notre Dame because you
Right.
know our job is to get better. And field position, it's tough to win games when the field position discrepancy is the way it is. Well, how about getting some first downs and flipping the field? That's what good teams do.
How about creating some drives?
Man, I hit left like,
It's not it.
hey, no, this is not how. Hey man, you had 2 weeks
2
almost
weeks.
to prep for this press conference. This ain't it, man.
He definitely
Like,
sounds like a defensive guy saying that because any offensive
dude,
guy would never say, "Oh, field position is why we." Listen, field position, like I told you before, yeah, it's a little tougher, but you're still allowed to drive the football and still go score and get first. Nothing changes in that. I don't know if you wanted to start the ball at the 50, but this is a football game. You're gonna have it all over the field. But it's not where you are, it's how you finish. And if you're saying that you're not equating the two game-changing plays, dropping a fumble and throwing a pick six, I mean, what are we talking about? That's 14 points. That's 14 points. And with all of that, we were in position to win multiple times. Talk about how when we did the crazy interception, we come right back and get a fumble recovery. We had great field position. And we went 3 plays or 4 plays and we was done. So field position is the wrong. I don't know if he needs him a Beth. You know, because Beth used to have him.
He needs more wise people on his staff, man.
Yeah, in the room.
Because I feel like offensively, especially, there's a bunch of people that might just rock with whatever he says.
Oh, 100%. Jared Parker. You think Jared Parker is out here doing anything off script? I think the combination of Jared Parker being so grateful to be there, mixed with what Marcus Freeman wants in this whole running the ball physicality thing, you get games like Ohio State, where Marcus Freeman's probably in the game plan week or on the headset like, hey, let's run the air out of the football.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared Parker's probably like, well, we could do this. And he's like, no, let's run it. And they just go with it. I think, if anything, not to say that I wish we had Tommy, but at least Tommy would be like, nah, we doing what I want. we gonna run this stuff that I've been prepping for all week. You know, I hear you, but I ain't, we gonna get these points.
Field position, fam. First of all, you cop and please in the post game, right after the game, talking about how good Clemson is. Man, stop. Now I have a problem. Because what I bought into and what I appreciate and respect is that no matter what happened last year, your whole mantra was it's about us. To start this season, your entire mantra was it's about us.
That's right.
It's about us. You cop please at the post game of Clemson talking about how good they are, how good their team is, how good their running back is. What are you talking about, man?
That was a backup slow running back.
If Notre Dame walks into Death Valley and plays a fundamentally sound game, they beat Clemson.
For sure. If we just don't throw a pick.
No, don't throw pick sixes. Don't turn the ball over. Muff punts.
Yeah,
just compete. Compete along the offensive line.
Yeah.
And quarterback, when you get an opportunity to complete passes that are there, do it. That's it. Fundamentally sound football. Because that's how Clemson beat you. They didn't do anything special. They're not a good team. They're an average team. And they said the best chance we got is to not allow Cade Klubnik to throw the ball and run the ball 40 times and play good defense. That's our best chance of winning. That's why Dabo darn near collapsed.
Oh, man, he was about to...
on the sideline, like, oh, my God.
You would have thought the second coming of Jesus came. He hit his knees so fast. He was just so David Shaw. I can't get over the David Shaw, just that 30-second clip of him smirking. Because that encapsulates the whole thing.
Yes.
He's smirking like, you going to let me ride out on Notre Dame like this on my last game? That's how Dabo felt.
Yes.
Dabo's like, I was on the ropes.
On the ropes.
I had Tyler from Spartanburg whooping my tail. I'm calling on Jesus, God, image, and likeness. I'm looking for any and everything as an excuse. Oh, the $11 million I'm getting paid a year isn't the reason why. Tyler from Spartanburg. And lo and behold, here we come. The bailiffs. The bailiffs. Bailing people out. Dabo was on the ropes. Because after the game, he was like, I was about to tap out, God. To the point where he went to his own press conference. And what did he say? He said,
for him to say on the field, because for him to say, this is the best time to buy Clemson stock. Well, the
Oh,
best. So he basically acknowledged that the stock was low.
yeah. He said you should have bought the dip. Buy
Yes,
the dip.
he basically was admitting that his own program stock
Was running out of time.
was low.
And what Marcus Freeman do? Here's another 2 years. Let me grant you another 2 years with this win. Let me extend your career a little bit more and sprinkle that Notre Dame sauce. You see what Ryan Day said on the TV last night, interviewing with the quarterback dude.
I missed it.
Ryan Day talking about, a lot of people would have said that Notre Dame game was our big game. I mean, we've been prepared for it since June. So you got obviously teams know what's on the schedule when they see Notre Dame. They're not preparing a week before. They're preparing months before.
Marcus Freeman. See, I need Marcus Freeman to pull a Dennis Green. I don't need these excuses.
We all who they thought.
Ohio State is who we thought they were. Clemson is who we thought they were. Do you want to crown them? Then crown them. But we let them off the hook. Because that's what Notre Dame did in both games.
That's what we did.
You let both teams off the hook. You darn right. I would feel better if Marcus Freeman did that and walked out the conference.
Because that's the honesty that we're looking for, not the overzealous honesty. We want that raw. Look, we let them win. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. We're not playing Notre Dame football in the moments that matter. You could guess Clemson's not a great team, but hell, we didn't play like they were bad anyway. We're a bad team too. And just walked out, dropped the mic. And I'll be like, you're right. Now let's fix it. Now I can focus on hearing you say how you gonna fix it. Right now, you giving me so much things. I'm distracted from the situation. Field position. Come on, man.
And
what coach in America?
He low-key threw the defense under the bus.
What coach in America is talking about field position as a reason why they lost? That's the other thing. It'd be different if you just saying coach speak. That ain't no coach speak. That's not no. I don't even think I've ever heard Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly did a lot of things in those press conferences. He ain't never blamed no field position. He'll just blame a player, which is a whole nother thing. But man, and then I hope you didn't throw the defense under the bus, Marcus Freeman. The saving grace of the season, Marcus Freeman. Because the highest priority on the team right now is keeping Al Golden.
Man.
Hey, listen.
With the way these jobs might be opening across college football and the NFL.
Man.
Look, hey, lovely Andrew Gilmore. Thank you, Andrew. We love and appreciate you, man. You always tap in with us. He said, except Jenny put together a good game plan against the Bears. Freeman didn't have a good game plan in any of those games. I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. Clemson, they came out and we said, because we kind of the whole week said Clemson's injured on the defensive line at the edges. And they've been struggling.
Yeah.
To stop the run on the edges. And what did Notre Dame come out and do in the first half? Ran right at the edges and went right down the field.
Triple guard, tackle pull.
Right down the field.
Wraps around the flank outside.
Like everything we said all week, that was a brilliant way to attack Clemson to start the game, right? Jared Parker, right? I had to apologize. I called B. Driss. I said, man, I apologize. You're right. After I got the all-22, because I said, Jared Parker, you should have went play action with a tight end down the middle. You ran the ball right down the field, 6 straight plays. You get to like the 30-yard line, and now you're trying to put together this little screen out here, and we end up with a 5-yard loss.
You talking about the screens on third down?
Oh. No, this was like a first down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To Tyree for like a 4-yard loss. After I looked at the all-22, and I see the fact that Clemson was confused.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good play call because Clemson was so used to 12 personnel and everything Notre Dame was doing, running down their throat. When Notre Dame spread them out, They didn't know who to cover. It was
Yeah.
3 receivers out there with 2 defenders, 2 Clemson defenders, right?
Yeah.
First of all, Sam Hartman's footwork on the play was horrible.
Slow. It was slow. It was
Slow,
terrible.
horrible. Then he throws the ball behind Chris Tyree. He has to turn around and catch the ball. And by the time he turns back around,
Oh, that corner route.
yes,
With a ball. That's
no, it wasn't a
that's
corner
when I
route. It
tweeted.
was a quick screen to the right.
And that's
And
when I
then the
tweeted
wide
that
receiver misses the block. You have 3 dudes against 2,
Yeah.
and then you miss the block, and the dude tackles Tyree.
Yeah.
So that's not Jared Parker. That's not a game plan. You can't say Notre Dame had a bad. That's perfect game planning. Clemson was confused. It was the perfect time to call it. Your quarterback didn't execute, and your wide receiver didn't execute. That's bad. I can't put that on Jared Parker, dude. When I see the Clemson defense outright confused,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, snap. This was like the perfect call.
We had him.
We had him. We just didn't execute it. And there were plenty of times in that game where if you watch the film, you see a wide open receiver and you're like, oh, snap. There's the second tight end wide open. We got him. Why isn't the ball being thrown? Why is the ball being thrown? Oh, man, he took a sack. It's dude. Like, I understand the frustration, but everything can't be Jared Parker. Jared Parker. Game plan. Game plan. Like you said, Andrew, let's go back to that game. Denny Green outcoached Lovie Smith and his staff for 3 quarters. This is going to go to our point, Left, we've been making all last week during the podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Undefeated Bears team, Monday Night Football, Matt Leinart, rookie quarterback, outcoached by Denny Green and his staff. You know what happened, Left? The Chicago Bears playmakers in the 4th quarter said, we taking this.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Mark Anderson.
Some teams have playmakers.
Yep. Yes.
And some teams don't.
That game plan, that game plan in the 4th quarter.
Game plan works. Game plan is a first half thing. After that first half, now you're thinking about adjustments. Now you're thinking about, we know how they're going to play us all day. This is what they've been practicing all week. We've seen it first half. Now it's about, okay, can we adjust and can our playmakers rise above? That's it. If you don't got no playmakers to rise above, you're going to be in situations where you hoping and wishing somebody makes a play at the end. Because at the end of the day, the calls are the calls. And it goes to your point. Us calling a perfect play, it still may not work.
It still may not work, Left.
Because guess what? You need playmakers to make it happen.
Yes.
So as much as we, even me, I at times get upset with some of the things we call. Obviously, I don't have it all 22, and I'm not watching from overhead. And I still think there's some calls that I'm like, maybe, like throwing that screen on 3rd down when we backed up, doing it twice in 2 drives. I feel like we had better. But if we don't have no confidence, and Jared Parker.
I know you talking about the quick screen to Tyree.
Yes.
No. I'm gonna send you the steal shots. That should have popped. I'm gonna send you the all 22 of that. I'm telling you, B. Driscoll had to show me. I'm like, see, this is why people will blame Jared Parker.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it was there.
It was there. Yeah.
If you execute it, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It is frustrating, and it goes back to what I've been saying, Left. You're seeing dysfunction on the football field because there's dysfunction from the AD all the way down. Everything has just been dysfunctional. And you're seeing it on the football field. And that's why you see Marcus Freeman post-game like, man, I don't understand. We go over this stuff time after time. We coach this stuff all the time.
But we also don't have the X factors to rise above that either. You can't, sometimes you have players that can rise above dysfunction in the program because they're just that good,
Yes.
But when you're trying to do an all-encompassing effort, everybody doing their part, You
Yeah,
got to have some type of organization, or it just doesn't work. You'll always have pitfalls at the worst times when you like, oh, this is not our year. That's
yeah,
because it's a dysfunctional thing from the coaching staff, from a meeting they've had, from
yeah,
the going higher up to the AD and what they want to involve themselves in. Sometimes the
yeah,
administration can involve themselves too much in a coaching staff where they putting in ideas and want certain things to happen that they have no clue about what the chemistry of the team is, and you're battling different opinions in that situation. Now you in a position where you can't get over the hump.
yeah.
Right now,
It
Marcus Freeman is just like he's rocking back and forth between a rock and a hard place because there's so many things that he's got to address on so many different fronts that when it doesn't come together on game day, he don't got nothing to say. He like, well, I don't even know where to start.
I understand the frustration. I understand the frustration with the fan base. And this is not to say all of a sudden Jared Parker is
A
phenom-
mastermind,
look,
Sean
man,
McVay genius.
it just people laugh, right? And the reason I didn't tweet anything because I knew the Notre Dame apologists would be upset, right? But I'm sitting here watching the Utah game left,
Man,
right? And I'm
I think
watching
that's
this,
the identity that
I'm
Marcus
watching the
Freeman has.
OC, I'm watching the OC that has to play his starting strong safety, who by the way is going to be a pretty good safety in NFL. That
Yeah.
Vaki
Oh,
kid,
number 12 or what was it?
28,
Three?
I think his name is
Oh,
28.
28.
But either way,
Utah got some guys now. Utah got
Jaquindon
some guys.
Jackson was a quarterback,
Oh, the
recruited
running
as a
back, number
quarterback,
3. Yeah, that
and now
brother is
he's a
fast.
running back at Utah,
And
right?
good.
And good.
Not just a space filler. He's productive.
And just, dude, it's not about, don't tell me Notre Dame's offense, their offense has struggled. Man, if you don't want to, the dude is playing his third string quarterback. As much as Notre Dame fans complain about the injuries at wide receiver, dude, our O line has been healthy. Our running backs are deep and healthy, and we got Sam Hartman. And I admit the creativity of Sam Hartman, I mean of Jared Parker, can is watching Andy Ludwig call plays. It's abundantly dude. It's apparent the wisdom that he has, and it's apparent
That
that
he has
that
experience, is what
he
you're
has
saying.
he's
It's
better
apparent
at it.
that the man has experience.
Yes, we don't have to compare stats. Just watch how he
Just watch
uses
the video.
game flow and sets up plays and uses his guys. Dude,
And I'm sure
stop,
Marcus Freeman is kicking
stop.
himself watching Utah shine every week, be in a position of winning every game with way less talented players. How many people in the Utah offense that starts right now will start at Notre Dame? Just if we just doing talent for talent, pick for pick. It ain't many. Maybe
Yeah.
not the running back number 3. I
The
like our running
Kansas,
back.
the Kansas State OC situation had nothing to do with Marcus Freeman not being able to close. The
Yeah.
Kansas State dude pretty much wanted to bring in his whole, that
His
was
whole
him,
system.
his whole system and staff. Like, dude, if I come, I'm bringing in 3 or 4 guys with me. And Marcus Freeman's like,
He said, listen, I've already got enough people hiring guys over me. Like, I'm good.
it's like, yeah, you know, and
Which
that
makes
happens
Notre
all the
Dame such a
time. It's
unique
like,
place
dude,
because you got to consider that.
if you want to bring one dude with you, maybe 2
Maybe.
dudes, right?
You know, Tommy couldn't even bring his guy in.
But you have to believe, you have to think at the time, like I said, okay, I like you as an OC, but I might not like your O line coach, or I
Right.
might not like your assistant O line coach.
That's right.
So when you tell me if I come, this is what I want to bring with me, it's like, no, like I want you to be the OC, and I'm gonna go out and do a national search to find my O line coach. That had nothing to do with not closing him.
No.
Like, because if he had told him, yeah, you can have it, the deal would have been done. That's just
Yeah, like Marcus, yeah. And I really
that's
think
dude, that's saying, dude, I got Andy Ludwig right here. So
I really
I'm, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm doing interviews, I bring him in because he's my first choice, or I just want to bring him in before I bring, and I know I'm bringing in Andy Ludwig too. Like that's a wild demand to make.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you made it as if I don't have no other options. You
That's
know,
a wild. You asking for a whole lot, right?
because it's pretty intrusive on Marcus Freeman's staff situation. You bringing in a militia in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Where, these three or four guys coming in, they got a whole thing.
And hindsight is perfect, right? Everybody in hindsight, well, maybe you
Makes
should have
better
let
decisions.
him, like Andrew said, and like, dude, if you were in that position and you're the head coach, you are not giving up all of your leverage to somebody. You're
No,
just not.
no, especially not no first year. I
You're
mean,
not. You're
no.
not. You're not.
But he did end up losing all his leverage when the Tommy hire came in. Marcus Freeman
Yeah.
didn't have no leverage offensively his first year.
Yeah.
And hell, I don't know how much influence he has now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then when you think about the coaching search, he's like, I don't want more of what I've already got. Listen,
Yeah.
like I already told Tommy he couldn't bring in his tight end coach. I'm not excited to see you got a whole caravan
And
of people coming in.
and see, he didn't play it like Andrew said, good OCs are gonna make demands. Ludwig didn't make any demands.
He wanted to come.
But wait, that O-line coach situation was still
Here.
open. See, if you're smart, you don't tell Marcus Freeman, yeah, I want to bring my dudes. Let Marcus Freeman have his national search, and then you push for your dude in the midst of the national search.
As he's searching, yeah.
Yes. That's how, in wisdom, that's how you handle the situation.
It's a
You
way to
don't
get around it,
you
you know.
don't force your people on Marcus Freeman.
Yeah,
You
don't put
say, man, I know
you looking.
you're looking for an O-line coach. I got a really good guy
You got to
that I
put the seed in
trust.
his ear. You got to make it
Yes,
seem like it was his choice
yes.
to
I got
pick
a
the
really
guy,
good
not
guy
you being
that I
like
trust.
take it or leave it.
I would love for you to interview him. And Marcus Freeman more than likely like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you know
Absolutely.
Marcus Freeman he gonna accommodate.
Absolutely.
That's his
Dude,
thing.
but you coming in, I want to bring 3 or 4 people with me. Dude, that's not
You
working. What are
doing
you
too
doing?
much. Yeah, you doing too
That's
much.
that's not working, bro. You gotta
He
finesse this.
he probably tried to get over on the first year because he wouldn't say that to Saban.
Mm-hmm.
What time? Like Tommy went down there and said, "This is all I got. I just packed my bags. Listen, you just
Wait, as much as Tommy loves Harry Heastan,
yeah."
Tommy didn't go down there trying to, Harry, Coach Saban, Harry got to come with me.
No.
Wait a minute, and Tommy still running duo and power
That's his favorite play. It's
to
his
this
favorite
day.
play.
Guess what? He can run it with or without Harry.
Yeah. With that old line,
Absolutely, absolutely. So that is, and thank you, Andrew, for bringing that up. That was a good point. But I just think as fans, it's real quick, especially right after a game, to a point blame or assign blame because we have to, right? And then sometimes you let the dust settle, and you get to have a big picture or aerial view of like everything, and that's what we expected Marcus Freeman and his staff to be able to do during a bye week. And to just start the press conference talking about field position and how defense could have done a better job of getting 3 and outs. And man, what are we talking about? What? And then dismissing the pick six and the muff punt, like, that's just
this
2
is the part of the
plays.
game.
Like,
What?
what are we doing?
Oh,
I'm
Marcus.
I the that hey, and dude, they're gonna crush Wake Forest on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm
And
not worried about
more than likely, they're going to crush Stanford.
more than likely, yeah.
So it means nothing. Like there's really no litmus test other than seeing what you said last week, Left. The only thing that can get this fan base excited is to see the young players
That's
balling out.
it.
That's
That is
it.
all you can do right now.
That's all we have right now.
If we're trying to advance and progress and end the season on a high note, the only way is through your young players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm empty in the tank. I'm seeing who I got.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't played before? Okay, we're gonna find out what you look like. Jaden Osbury, Drake Bowen. You got what, 4 games as a red shirt? Probably played in what, 2 already? Jalen Sneed, you're gonna need you for a half.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get a half. See what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
All them receivers that's left, empty the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, we're gonna go first half and then Sam second half, or we're gonna mix it up. But that's the only way you're gonna get a chance to end on the right note, especially with no New Year's Six bowl in sight.
Mm-hmm.
You getting a Tax Slayer Popeye's Chicken Bowl, which is cool. Just means more reps for the young guys.
Hey, I wouldn't mind being at that Popeye's
The
Chicken Bowl.
Bahamas, hey, the Bahamas. Look, that's a good destination.
Hey,
You playing real early before Christmas.
hey, I had some barbecue wings yesterday, boy.
Barbecue wings, what?
Ooh, man.
See, lately I've been on my rubs and spices.
The dry rubs?
Yeah, I'm a dry rub guy now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the Chipotle barbecue. You get you
Okay.
some.
When you come here, since you a dry rub dude, the next time you come up here, I got a spot for you.
Oh yeah?
They do the dry rub wings and the dry rub shrimp. Yes, sir.
They got dry
Yes,
rub
sir.
shrimp?
Yes, sir.
I ain't never
Yes,
heard
sir.
of that.
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
never heard of that, Sean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got a spot for you. Oh yeah.
I ain't never heard of the dry rub
Mhm.
shrimp. Now I'm a fan of the dry rub.
You know when you have a spot, but you got to keep it in your back pocket. You
That's
can't
LA.
let people know.
That's
You
the
can't let too
definition of
many
LA.
people know. Yeah.
It's like one of those things you post the food and you got all these people. Oh, where's that? Where's that? Don't
Exactly.
even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
You wasn't that hungry. You
That's
don't
right.
need
Don't even worry about it,
Because I don't want to go there and then I see a long line
man.
because of me. No.
Don't even worry about it. No need. I got you. Next
I
time,
got you.
hey,
Yeah.
soon as you pull up in front of the crib, it's like, let's go.
That's right.
It's gonna mess you up. It's definitely gonna mess you up. Lucky Lefty podcast. So yeah, I'm with the fans, man. That was a very disappointing press conference. I didn't hear what I wanted to hear. I thought I was going to hear, yo, this kid was fantastic doing practice this week. Kenny Minchie looked really good once again. I thought I was going to hear a lot of stuff. And even though it was senior week, right? It's senior week. So this game is about the seniors.
That's right.
I understand. Thank you for everything. But honestly, I don't know if it's a senior.
Joe Alt.
Is there a Joel's a junior? Joel's a true junior.
Well, you got JD Teow.
I don't know if there's a senior on this roster that I want back.
Chris Tyree.
I don't care if Chris Tyree bounces.
Well,
I don't.
mean, it would help.
I don't.
It would help.
Hey, he Jordan Faison. I might as well just take Jordan Faison as a
if you're doing an
sophomore.
overhaul like that, then okay. Because Jordan Faison, I'll keep him and kick the rest of the room out.
Cam Hart not coming back. And when I say that, because people, they'll run to the message board and stuff and run with it. If the seniors that walk on the field to start the game in the introduction, if those seniors don't come back, I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm not begging any one of the seniors to come back. Like, oh my God, no,
like you're not
you can't leave. You can't leave. No, we need you back. Dude, I want Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier Watts got to come back.
No. Xavier Watts, if he gets a second round grade, he needs to leave. He needs to go take care of his family.
Yeah, if you get second round grade, you should go for sure.
He needs to go take care of his family. I understand Xavier Watts' situation. As much as I would love to see him run out the tunnel down at College Station next August, young man, thank you. The way you've improved, the work you put in that position, and everything your family is going through, go take care of your family, man. Take care of your family, young man.
Yeah.
And you have your degree already, go take care of your family. This is what Notre Dame is all about. Getting a degree, improving as a young man, improving as a player, and setting yourself up for the NFL. He's done it. So selfishly, as a fan base, you darn right. I would love to see him at safety.
Yeah.
You darn right. Cam Hart, same thing for different reasons. Nope. Cam has had a really good season. For the most part, a healthy season, has redeemed himself in my eyes. If Cam can get a second round grade, bounce. Because you've dealt with injuries. I don't need you coming back. No, let these young boys rock. Let Mike Mickens and his young boys rock. Let them rock. Look.
Yeah, because I mean, Jaden Mickens showed me a lot. You know,
there's no senior that I'm begging to come back to Notre Dame. Now, I would sit Joe Alt down in the off season, and I would have Ronnie Stanley in the room with me. And I would say, Joe, you see this dude? He was in the same position as you. Top 10 picking it. Ronnie Stanley could have left after his junior year.
What year was that?
And been a first round pick. And
that was 14?
He decided to come back for his senior season.
He needed to come back at 15
My point is, he was a first round pick.
100%.
At left tackle. Now, you talk about coming back, getting better. Man, my point is, selfishly, the only person, and it probably wouldn't even work, but the only person that I would talk to, like, hey, I understand, dude, you top 10 regardless. But hey, you can come back. You and Blake can lead together. You can play with your guys.
Yeah, Blake's got to come back.
Ronnie said, I came back
to be a captain, and we can talk about that.
Right, to be a captain and play with my guys.
Yeah, and it's wrong how they did him on the captain thing, but you know,
that's a whole nother thing. That's some Brian Kelly type stuff.
Yeah, that was rough. But you know,
but Glinchy came back.
But Glinchy had to come back. Ronnie was a higher prospect than McGlinchey.
I agree, but they all were late first. First, that's another point.
We did pick it.
Quentin Nelson was after his third year was a first rounder.
Hey, listen, Quentin should have went after his second year. He should have went after his good blocking self. He need to be on the Bears. What's up with that trade?
No, we good. We good. We're good. Because see, now you don't realize what's happening. People in Chicago are now cooling. That's why I said the best thing. I want Justin to sit out like 2 more games. So people can really see. No, so people can really see. Because they were really excited. They were excited about this dude. But now fans are starting to calm down like, oh, okay, he's just a backup.
Y'all won this. Hold on now. Y'all won this week.
Yeah.
Y'all
won. We did.
Yeah.
I had this debate with my boy Ryan Roberts. We do the recruit show every Friday. Recruit now. I had this debate with him. I said, dude, I'd keep Justin. Give me Joe Alt and Marvin Harrison. You can keep them quarterbacks. Keep them quarterbacks.
That'd be nice.
Give me Joe Alt and Marvin Harrison. I'm good.
It goes back to
I'm not putting
Justin in that coaching situation. You put him back in that situation?
Because Ryan Roberts was like, I said, name me a top quarterback in the NFL that does not drop back knowing he got a stud at left tackle. Name one. Name one. You know what? And we're going to get to this dude in the second half of the show. You know why CJ Stroud is so comfortable? Because that dude, Laramie Tunsil, was at left tackle.
Laramie Tunsil, a beast.
Every time CJ Stroud steps back, he knows my backside, I'm good.
Laramie Tunsil be holding it down.
Every time Dak Prescott drops back, if he's healthy and playing, he knows that every time
Tyron
Jalen
Smith,
Hurts,
a baller.
every time Jalen Hurts drops back,
Lane Johnson, a
I'm
baller.
good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Pat Mahomes until this year, that left tackle situation.
Hold on, Wani Taylor. Shout out Wani Taylor, man. That's my left tackle at Florida, man. Shout out to Wani, number 74, man. Shout out.
I don't think he's like the same as like Orlando Brown,
No.
who has given Joe Burrow the same type of confidence that he's never had.
Yeah.
At quarterback. This is what I'm saying, Left. This is what I'm saying.
But it hasn't translated for us as it has.
No. Sam Hartman should have the best feeling in the world when he drops back. Because that backside, he's good. We can complain about the interior. We can. And speaking of the interior, Zeke Correll.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, let me make sure I get this correct. Ashton Craig, more than likely, is going to be the starting center. He was the third center against Clemson and came in and played very well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the one that sub. Yeah.
Yes, Marcus Freeman said he was very pleased. Zeke Correll still has an ankle issue, and he's still in concussion protocol. And Rocco Spindler is out.
They've been battling
for the year. Rocco is out for the year with an injury, so that means Billy Schrauth, more than likely, is going to be right there, right guard. So that's how the offensive line is going to play out.
And we got Jagasaw coming in early, right? Or he's already there or something like that?
He's there. He's there.
He'll be coming off of a red shirt year.
Yeah. I look, man, this season is all about Notre Dame fans. I pray on both sides of the ball we get to see some young players against Wake Forest and Stanford. And
because
that's what we hear during bowl prep.
We're not getting any better. I don't think we get better playing our starters that we've been rocking with all season in these last couple games. I just don't see the benefit in it. If you're thinking program building, obviously, they want to play. But y'all had y'all chance losing to these games that could have propelled us into a New Year's 6 playoffs. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I know. That's why, with Sam, it's just like, listen, we get your little time in, but you got to come up off of that starting full time. At this point in the season, you 1 for 3 on the games we signed you for. We aren't confident and don't know what we have in the QB room because I guess Marcus Freeman is still tossing around the idea of this transfer portal quarterback thing.
No, they're going to take one. They have to. Let me explain why it's real simple. It's real simple.
Okay.
Based upon what I've seen in practices, right? I didn't really get a lot of the summer practices because of what I was dealing with. But I was there all spring and late in the fall camp. From what I saw in practice, the best arm, it's not even, bro. People keep making it seem like I'm disrespecting Steve Angeli.
People, it's not even close.
No, I just need people, man. I need y'all to understand. The first practice we're allowed to view, we walk in, and the quarterbacks are literally at the 50-yard line. All 5 quarterbacks across the 50-yard line, throwing the receivers.
Yeah, it's Skelly.
And it's immediately evident. Anybody else that covers Notre Dame, if they want to lie to you, then that's fine. Let them lie. It was immediately evident that Kenny Minchie was the best arm in the program as a true freshman. It wasn't even close.
And that's with Sam on the field.
Yes.
I believe it though. I didn't take Steve Angeli to have no beautiful cannon or even they got that one kid. Where did he come from? The kid from Louisiana, number 16. He's like the backup.
The walk-on. I know you talking.
Oh, he's a walk-on. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a preferred. He's a big kid, dude. He has
he's big?
He's a real thick lower body.
Okay.
Real thick lower body. Like Gino might be able to do something with him.
Like a Taysom Hill kind of thing, or just like a?
Yeah, because I haven't really seen him
in action.
Play. in like scrimmage action, so I don't know his abilities athletically, but I know
But he
his
looked the
legs.
part.
He has some tree trunks. His legs, he has some tree trunks.
Okay.
But to stick to what we were talking about, so we can get to the second half and get to the bag and our debate that we had yesterday concerning CJ Stroud and how it connects to Notre Dame.
That's right.
Um, I'm not being dismissive of Steve Angeli. I'm just telling you,
He's
he
not the
he
championship
he can't. That's
mover.
why I said if he can hold off the talent of Minchie and CJ Carr, which I don't think he can. I just don't think he can. You have to go get another quarterback in the portal because he's going to transfer. He has to.
Who Angeli's gonna transfer? So you say you need to?
Yes. If he doesn't beat out those two kids in the spring, he has to transfer. He can't chance a quarterback competition in the fall. He has to give himself 2 years minimum to be able to start somewhere else if he has NFL aspirations. He has to.
Yeah, and that's why he has to play the rest of the
He
season.
has to. So
He's
yes,
got to play the rest of the season.
yes. If you're going to be fair to the young man, let that young man play.
Yeah, if you care about his career and all that, you gonna play him these little 2 or 3 games left and get as much out of it as you can, because when you about to turn around and make these transitional pickups and drop offs and developments,
Dude,
he's either
let
a
me
part
let
of the
me
plan or he's not.
people keep look, man. I don't know how Andrew Gilmore, you gotta stop. Because I know you watch us consistently.
Oh no! Look, I just seen it. He talking about Drew Alar. Oh man, you you didn't watch that game? You,
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice, bro.
come on. That he's in the same category as guess who? Riley Leonard. Stop boosting that as well. What are we
He is
talking?
not, dude. You throw arm strength to the side. He is not better at throwing the football. Everything that encompasses throwing the football as a quarterback. Arm strength, touch, accuracy. Kenny Minchie is better at all three. Like, stop
Yeah,
playing this game,
Kenny's
man.
nice.
Y'all
Avery
sitting up here falling in love with fourth quarter drives against Pitt. Stop.
Quincy Avery even told you Kenny
Yes,
Minchie can throw. Yes,
yes.
yes, he's got the talent, and that's
There
and I
would
really
be
believe.
two more talent. If you want to sit up and say he knows the system better, all right, fine.
But
If
that
you want
doesn't
to
mean
know that,
anything. That doesn't mean anything
dude,
because guess what? You can know it and not be able to execute. And at this point, Marcus Freeman should be trying to take the most talented person in that position. We'll figure out and we'll see because Notre Dame's a smart place. A lot of smart coaches. So I expect if we get the rawest talent out there, like a Deuce Knight, even the talent that's kind of developed in Kenny, can we be the good coaches that we're supposed to be and bring them along? Put them in position to win. Because what we've been doing is we've been putting guys that know everything but can't do it. So then it puts you as a coach as a position of, well, I can't coach you talent. You have reached your max capability with me. Now we're trying to call great plays because everything's got to be perfect with a non-talented guy. If we were to get the Deuce Knight, I think is a great experiment, just like Kenny Minchie is a working towards that recruiting just straight talent. Straight talent. All the other intangibles that we love to try to add to these guys to make them seem like they're the right one is not working. Whatever you did whatever you recruited and your list of requirements of recruiting quarterbacks that brought Steve Angeli in, throw that thing in the garbage. That's not the model we want to go with moving forward. We want to get talent. And Kenny Minchie undeniably has the best arm talent, which I've said since Elite 11.
you said it when you analyzed his film in high school and his mama contacted you to tell you the backstory of why he wears number 8.
That's right. That's right. So when we get a position like this is where Marcus Freeman has to say, okay, if I'm gonna bring a transfer in, I need to bring a transfer in that helps the guys I'm developing. Because that's, in my opinion, the way we should look at transfer quarterbacks now. Because the ones that we can bring in aren't the most talented in the room. We're bringing in guys that are good, that we should be supporting the guys that are we want to be the future of the program. That's how they do it in the NFL. What happened when they drafted Lamar? Guess who they brought in? Robert Griffin. So for us, it's important that if we're going to foster some type of relationship in that quarterback room, and Gino Gaduli to get his money's worth, we have to be able to put talent in the room to develop.
Hey, dude, look, I'm gonna sum this up real simple. Marcus Freeman told you 2 weeks ago all you need to know about Steve Angeli. The fact that they had a conversation
Yeah.
about going to the transfer portal tells you that
That
he has not proven in 2 years that he's the guy.
Yeah. If you had that conversation, that means you're halfway out the door.
He is openly telling you, man, he's been here 2 years and he hasn't proven to us that he's the dude. You talk about he knows where to throw the ball. He look at him against Pitt. And skeletal drills. Let me ask you a question, Left. In skeletal drills, like I just explained, should the ball hit the ground?
Never. You don't even.
Okay.
It's like NBA.
Wait. Before you continue, I've seen multiple passes from that dude hit the ground in skeletal drills. That's all I'm gonna say. With no defense. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So don't sit up and tell me about we need to see. No, I don't need to see anything.
That's like saying, do NBA players in practice miss shots? No, they don't. That's just NBA player. I don't care if he's the bench player or the starter. NBA players do not miss shots in practice.
You remember that video of Tristan Thompson when he was playing with the Bulls last year, and he was practicing layups before the game, and he was missing all the layups around the rim? It was like, okay.
Yeah, it ain't no defense. And that's what Matt LaFleur always told me that stuck with me. Matt LaFleur said, listen, in the NFL, there is no ball on the ground for real. Especially when we're doing on air.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. You got to be a pro in that aspect when it comes to practicing. Like, this ain't high school where you can just dirt in the ball. Back when I was playing with all the guys we had in the room, that was like, you all right? we had to make sure something didn't happen to you, because that was just your way of making it easier for them to play the other guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is practice. I mean, we ain't even start no team. We ain't starting no one-on-ones. We just warming up. And you dirting the football, it just never would look good in the coach's eye, ever. I don't even care it never looks good. So missing wide open throws with no defense, it just shows you get halfway out the door. Because, I mean, Marcus Freeman can't live with that. Because just imagine you putting the defense out there and then putting the D-line out there. And now you got to make passes with people hanging on them and windows. No way. Not if you can't hit a post with nobody guarding. It's one thing to, miss shoot on the accurate, but if you hitting the dirt,
man,
no. This ain't the early 2000s. You're just not getting away with that in college football anymore.
And so that's my impression. No one, dude, I don't speak for anybody else. This is me. I'm not overlooking anybody. I'm going based upon what I've seen. And just like I could look at certain players and say, oh, that's it. Did I not hit you after the second practice and was like, oh, yeah, Rico's going to be cool?
No, yeah, you definitely said Rico's got some pop to him. Absolutely.
Dude, I look at what people show me. And I know that you're not supposed to be hitting the ground with the ball and skeletal drills.
Man, listen.
I know that. I'm like, okay.
That's like the number one thing you can't do.
Did I say get rid of Steve Angeli and Kenny Minchey should be just given a job? I didn't say that.
No.
I said if Notre Dame's not going to the portal to get one of these top guys. There's no need. They're not. But they need 4 arms. You need 4 arms in your quarterback room.
You just need them.
If Steve Angeli does not win the job coming out of the spring, he's bouncing. He should bounce.
Mm.
So you'll be
That's an
left with
interesting take.
you'll be left with 3 arms. So you have to go to the portal no matter what. The conversation was not going to be about whether or not they're going to the portal. It's who are we going after in the portal? Are we going after a guy again? Or are we going after somebody that can come in, give us depth, and be a fourth arm? Because you can't go into an off season with 3 arms or a fall camp with 3 arms in the quarterback room.
Just
So
can't happen.
they are going to hit the portal regardless. They're going to
I
hit
would
the
just
portal
love to see.
regardless.
I would just love to see somebody rise out of that room. We talk a lot about there's got to be a leader in each unit room because that usually sets the tone for how everybody else responds to. Right now, we don't have a leader in that receiver room. If we're counting the Jordan Faison, then the whole receiver room's lost. And it has
Right.
nothing to do with Jordan Faison ability, but
Right.
from the optics of it, ain't no way in the world a walk-on should be. This ain't a MAC school or a Mountain West school where, I'm interviewing these coaches and they just so high on these walk-on receivers that didn't get no scholarship and now they just as main starter and all that. This is not
Mm-hmm.
that. We had the luxury and the resources to recruit actual dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And for a guy that was a two-sport guy that didn't even, I'm not going to say it wasn't his main focus, but to cross over into this and lend a help, it just doesn't look good from the program that we're trying to build, especially on Chancey Stuckey. You telling me that all these good receivers that we supposedly got outside of injury, the only one developing is the walk-on? That's why I'm like, he just can't be the reason why we win games. He could be a part of it, but that's like if Salerno was leading the receiver room, we wouldn't feel good about it. And it's not a knock on those guys in particular. It's just the room.
Yeah.
It's just the room. Like Audrey Estimate would never let a walk-on in the running back room overshadow what he's meant to this team. And we've had receivers that walked on the team. Do you know just the process of that? Walking on, you don't get training table. You don't get the same stuff you get on team issue gear and this whole thing. So it's either guys are too comfortable in the room where they feel like, that's why I don't like the whole, it's everybody's chance to, that whole thing, the community thing. You need a pack leader. A pack leader. Now, we manufacture one in the quarterback room because we got rid of all the other ones. But I think that Tyler still being there, because, obviously he ain't playing over at Alabama, but him still being at Notre Dame, I think it would have pushed Sam to not have a regression as the years going on, in my opinion. In my opinion. And I think a lot of that is how Jack was successful throughout the year. Jack didn't take no dips. Jack was consistent, and anytime we called him throughout the year because he had Tyler that was always right there.
Yeah.
And in a way, maybe that made Jack play better, which is why I think that clearing the decks for Sam has only shown Sam to just get almost lazy. He's like, you've noticeably gotten worse as the year goes on. And when you look at the room, you're like, there's nobody even in sight that's pushing it.
Yeah.
And if Steve ain't making you better, just because, Deshaun made me better, I'm sure I made Ev better. Hell, I'm on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And it just the urgency and the care for the football, like that pick that he threw, it didn't even look like it fazed him. He was just like, it's just another, they ain't gonna bench me. I'm just whatever. But it also speaks volume to the coaching staff. If the coaching staff really believed in Steve would have been playing by now. Like, come on. Steve would have been like if we really just being honest. And you see how college football works. They ain't afraid to replace a dude that ain't getting it done if they believe in the backup. Hell, Alabama wasn't afraid to bench Jalen Milroe, and look at what Jalen Milroe responded as being he's gotten better week to week. But in that room, they tested out other guys. We ain't even testing out other guys. That's the thing that kills me is that do we have zero faith in the room, or is it just we just sold on Sam for this year?
That's why it's comical when people are like, well, you guys just overlook Steve Angeli. The coaching
The
staff
coaches
is
look.
overlooking them like they're telling you.
The
They're
coaches telling
telling
you.
you. The
Yeah,
coaching
yeah.
staff is telling you what's in the quarterback room. They're telling you.
That Clemson pick, that Sam.
And
Oh,
see,
I'm not
man,
not the pick.
this is what I don't like, man. This is what I don't like, man. This is the only because I say, look, it's enough meat on the bone
That's
for
right.
everybody that covers Notre Dame. I don't throw. I throw shade at people that throw shade at me. I'll
I
leave it
hear
at
that.
that.
That's fine.
If you want to try to sneak and say stuff on your podcast about us or
Yeah,
me,
that's
I'm
right.
going to respond.
That's right.
Otherwise, I leave people alone. I leave them to their thoughts and their opinions. All I'm saying is a whole bunch of people that were vouching for Drew Pine
Huh?
last year during the offseason. Drew Pine's better than Tyler
Vouching.
Buckner. Wait, Drew Pine's better than Tyler Buckner. I don't know what people are looking at.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know why Tyler Buckner is the starter. Drew Pine is obviously better. It's the same people now that are. I love Steve. It's the exact same people. I love Steve Angeli. Look, man. I go to the same practices these people go to. So I don't know why they cape for the underdogs, right? Or the dudes
That's the mentality we got to get out of, man. We got to
or
get
the
out of that.
dudes that are the most inaccurate. I don't know why they cape for them. I'm not that dude.
It's the movie Rudy. I'm blaming Rudy.
I'm going to tell you what I see, give you my opinion, and then you can take it from there. But if you think we're overlooking Steve Angeli, what Marcus Freeman said 2 weeks ago told you everything you need to know about Steve Angeli to this point.
I mean, the season ain't over. You got coach going to the press conference to tell you I had to do it again.
You got to go to the portal again.
I got to go to it again. And don't worry, I'm not. This is not the first conversation I'm saying this. I had a conversation with him in the office before I came out here to this press conference that I'm getting somebody else. If that don't tell you 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or the belief factor, you think that these quarterbacks out here, Drake May, and even though they're not having the most successful season, that at any point, coach is talking to Drake May and like, hey, we need to go to the transfer portal. We need to see what these backups look like. We need to. No! You ride or die with your dude. And I think
Look,
a lot of this desperate loyalty, that's what I'm calling it. We have a
this is
desperate loyalty for Sam Hartman because we want him to be what he's not for this offense. We want him to
yeah,
be
yeah.
that mystical figure that solves the problem, and he's not solving it.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
Notre Dame and Sam Hartman should have never dated. They're just real good friends.
Yeah, just go out, hang out sometime, come to the
Yeah,
camp, be
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
But we jumped into a whole relationship, and now
yeah.
I'm regretting it, and you eating it up. You just, you. It's
Yeah.
like you elevated with us.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah,
It's like this is a 90-Day Fiance episode.
yeah.
We bringing you to America from Argentina just so you get your green card. You having all the luxuries of living over here, and then to come find out it don't work out.
Yeah.
Come on. I think a lot of this goes to us selling this belief that the answer is in the portal. When the answer is in the room, we just have to develop it.
Which is crazy. Notre Dame fans have been begging for the quarterback room to get better. Begging. And now that you finally have some young, talented quarterbacks in the room going into a schedule that is soft as Charmin 2-ply.
We ain't never had a schedule. This it's easy.
You've been begging for this. And now you want to go back to the portal again? For what?
We can win all 12 games with who we got
For
right now.
what? At some point, you got to coach. At some point. Where's the coaching?
So
At
you got
some
to
point,
coach.
you got to coach. And like, dude, look, I'm going to explain this one more time because people respond to stuff, and I know they're not listening to everything I say. I fully understand why things end up on message boards out of context. Once again, if Steve Angeli does not beat out Kenny Minchie in the spring, he is going to bounce. He has to bounce.
Needs to bounce.
He needs to bounce, especially if he has NFL aspirations.
And that's us caring for Steve Angeli.
If he bounces, it's because Kenny Minchie has proven that he's the guy. And if Kenny Minchie has proven he's the guy, why are you going to get a top-notch quarterback in the portal? For what? And if Kenny Minchie proves that he's the guy and you lose Steve Angeli, you have to go to the portal because you need 4 quarterbacks in a quarterback room. It's that simple. Like, what? There's nothing hard to understand. If he transfers in the spring, it's because C.J. Carr, let me be blunt, Kenny Minchie and C.J. Carr kicked his butt. Period. If Steve Angeli bounces, it's because C.J. Carr and Kenny Minchie kicked his butt. And if that
big
happens,
emphasis on C.J. because he coming too.
Yes.
So if a guy coming in whooping you off of, and we're just talking about talent.
Yes.
This is a talent conversation. The next 3 guys, the next 2 guys we got coming in and Kenny Minchie are talented football players, not guys that are just so cerebral and just know how to get guys lined up. And no. Yes. We have real talent that we have on our hands finally. And this is not the opportunity to squander that by trying to experiment with game managers. I just don't think that's how we're going to win moving forward. But even in a schedule like this, if you do it right,
Andrew, I love you. You just want to argue this morning.
What did he say? I gotta see.
This dude said, after Texas A&M, name me the next tough game Notre Dame has. Go look at the schedule. I'll wait. After the Texas A&M game, the first game of the year, name me the next toughest game. I'll wait. Schedule is soft as hell. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It was made this way to line up with expansion.
Yeah, because we had to take the load off. Take that load off.
They don't play another tough game until November, bro.
Yeah. We're literally planning.
Louisville is literally losing. Louisville is literally losing 20 people, and Louisville comes here.
Yeah.
They're literally losing like 20 people out of that program. Louisville is not a program that's, they're consistently going to be. Dude, that's not how it works in the transfer portal.
Team. They get hot some years, and some years they're terrible.
Yes, the transfer portal worked for us this year. Next year, dude, no. And Louisville is Louisville. I don't want to stop.
A basketball school. Come on.
Not hearing that. Like, y'all got to raise y'all expectations. Now I understand why Notre Dame is able. I understand why Notre Dame is able to feed bull crap to the fan base. Because the expectations are real mediocre, bro.
Yeah. Louisville?
Sitting up here with no respect for Louisville and Duke. What are we doing? Alabama fans don't sit there respecting Vanderbilt. Dude, and let me tell you something, bro. Georgia fans do at Purdue. At Purdue. Left, I'm gone. You can do the rest. Left, do the rest of the stuff. Do the rest.
Yeah. And that's right. Listen, we have to remember that we are Notre Dame. When it comes to talking about these other schools that are streaky, none of these teams have resumes that are stacked to what we're able to do. So when you start talking about teams that are hot now and then just terrible later, you got to think, this is Notre Dame. We a 10-win team, 9-10-win team every year. The success that we've had this year would be ranked in some of the top seasons of some of these schools that you're talking about. When's the last time Purdue won 10 games? When's the last time Louisville has been in a position of national contention? We have put ourselves in a position where we've scheduled just to tune up for the second season. The schedule we have next year is to guarantee us to get into the next part of the season, which is the playoffs. That's what it's for. Which means the teams that we scheduled in the first part of the season are teams we should beat. We're looking for a first round playoff game at home based off of the schedule we put together for next year. Yeah, we got a Texas A&M, but what is Texas A&M going to be? Their first year, new head coach, all new recruiting. They have so many different things. They ain't thinking about Notre Dame right now. So after Texas A&M, Sean's absolutely right. This is a schedule that's very winnable compared to years before. Very winnable. Very winnable. Probably an easier schedule than 2012. Probably easier schedule than 2012. And we have a better team. So it's highly disappointing to see the fact that our expectations are really based on a team that gets hot one year. Have we been able to step up to the challenge like we should? No. But at the same time, the moves that we're making going into next year should be enough for us to at least get first, second round of playoffs. But it's got to require us to have an expectation in the building. You can't have dysfunction, because through dysfunction, you get this propaganda of fear where you think we'll lose to a Purdue. Because you don't trust that the dysfunction can work itself out in time. But at the end of the day, it's going to be cleaned up. We're going against teams that, come on, let's look at the record of these teams that we're playing next year right now. They probably under 500 combined. Probably under 500, which is good enough for us, especially with a young quarterback getting his feet wet. Because guess what? By the time we get to the end of the season next year and we want to get ready for playoffs, those quarterbacks are going to be ready. They're going to be ready. So, one of the easiest schedules I've ever seen since I've been involved with Notre Dame, which is interesting because, usually we try to load it up. It should be great for Notre Dame fans to see us unload a little bit on that regular season schedule, because that means that we're gearing up to guarantee us to be in that top 12 spot going into next year, which I'm excited about. I think it gives a refreshed sense of how we view Marcus Freeman, because now it's like, okay, Marcus Freeman, it was a lot of expectations in your first 2 years to basically go undefeated and make it to the playoffs and win a championship. A little unrealistic. First year head coach, you got to go undefeated 2 years in a row, beat all these top teams and guys that have been coaching forever. You got to go do that. And if you don't do that, you on the chopping block. Now, the appreciation for Marcus Freeman grows because, okay, we know you're capable of getting through this, but your measuring stick, how we're going to evaluate you as a Notre Dame coach, is going to be in them playoffs, which is I think the place Marcus Freeman wants to be, because now it's like, okay, I've tested and tried things throughout the season to see what kind of combinations work, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Now in the playoffs, I'll start stacking wins. Now you can see the relevance of recruiting. You can see the relevance of the program and the health of the program, how it progresses through a playoff system. It can only work through organization. And Marcus Freeman, going through the first 2 years of what he's gone through, right? This third year should be a culmination of everything coming together. Everything coming together to put his team in a position to be ready for the playoffs. Regular season next year might be a little dry. And it's good if it's dry, because it shows that we handling business. If we got to go down to the wire with at Purdue, that's Marcus Freeman going backwards. That's Marcus Freeman regressing backwards. Because at the end of the day, it's year 3 for Marcus Freeman. We over this Purdue and Louisville stuff. Because them should be automatic wins. Now, we're not overlooking anybody, but that should be the mentality. We looking to put as many points on the board, shut them out like we do. Because that's Notre Dame football. And if we're not on brand in that aspect, it's just going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But it gives Marcus Freeman a second chance of life having a 2-season type situation next year. So it's okay if the first part of the season is not front loaded, because what the fans' expectation should be is that yeah, you better crush that regular season schedule because you better prepare for what's coming in the playoffs, and that's where you're going to be measured at. That's how we can know if this was the right hire, not the front-loaded, unrealistic expectations of going undefeated every year and going 12-0 and getting into the playoff win championship. That's a hard Herculean effort. That's where Brian Kelly has, in a lot of good ways, set us up for. Where the fan base is so spoiled that anything under 10-9 wins, you would think that the world was ending. So at least this year, coming up, we can enjoy being Notre Dame fans at least for the first 12 games. Because I know that you're going to see a lot more development. You should. Now, these are things you should see in a schedule like next year with what we have going on. You should see a young quarterback get better week to week. You should see the young guys playing throughout the season in crucial moments. Because all these games are winnable. It'd be different if we had a couple of unwin, we don't know type of games like this year. Next year, I feel good about every game we're going into, honestly. So I expect to see the roster be played out, the depth be played during next year. So young quarterback getting better, and you having faith in him and you building around him. Young guys playing a lot earlier and more often, getting involved into the depth, and correct the little things that can help us make the game-changing plays. We still got to find an X factor. I want to have a Zachariah Branch on our team. How sweet is it to watch Washington every week and those two receivers shine every game? I mean, they don't take no breaks off where they like, oh, he's got so much potential. We can't wait to see him run down the field, and he don't get no attempts. They throwing it to him. Both of them. And that's what needs to happen at Notre Dame. We need to be seeing those flashes of our offense growing in winnable games, because by the time playoff comes, I need to see everybody on all cylinders. We need to be firing on all cylinders. Complementary football has to be better going into next year, where it's still just too lopsided. We have a top defense in the country with an offense that's so inconsistent that it makes you mad. Because against teams that we put up 45 against, those teams the next week beat the teams we lose to by 45. And you're like, wait a minute. NC State and Louisville are more the same than different. And we get two totally different outcomes, and they're more the same than we are. So Marcus Freeman has to find consistency in an easy schedule next year, because when it comes to that playoffs, I think that's where he'll really be judged, but also he'll be judged more harshly. Because it ain't going to be no excuses. I mean, we're automatic playoff bid. I'm banking on from that, looking at the schedule next year. We're automatic first round playoff at home. That's what I'm already envisioning for this team next year. And that's because of what I believe Marcus Freeman can do, but also from that quarterback position. I really do believe if we just invest in developing Kenny Minchey, let the Steve Angeli experiment last for the rest of this season. But don't go into that spring where you got all so many indecisions because you're not progressing in the right way of development for the offense. Now for the team, you do a good job at that.
Yeah.
I mean, moving Xavier Watts and finding the right spot for him to be who he is today in that defense, I think that was a very smart move. One of the better moves Marcus Freeman has made in the 2 years that he's been here. I always say it was the Xavier Watts move, the Mike Mickens hire, and what was the third thing? It was the third thing I had, but those two specifically, I think, are the two best things that Marcus Freeman has done on staff / in player personnel that he's been able to do.
Lucky Lefty podcast. We're getting ready to transition. Left, I couldn't. That whole Purdue thing. I saw Purdue. I just had to leave, bro.
Oh yeah, no, and I think they talk.
I love Ryan Walters.
Yeah.
I wish he was still the defensive coordinator at Illinois. Left, I'll give you a perfect life example, bro. I don't know if you know this, but in the city of Chicago, in basketball, we have two divisions. It's the red division and it's the blue division.
Is that public-private school?
Public school.
Oh, okay.
And it's relegation. It's just like soccer. If you're the bottom two teams in the division, you get dropped down to the blue division. The top division is red.
Oh, okay.
Right. So when you hear
So it can change every year.
yeah, you hear Simeon and like Whitney Young and all the battles. It's always
red division.
It's red West, red South, red Central. You know, where Dunbar was the top team for a lot of years. It's red division.
But
so
you
it's
said they can
relegation.
change. Like,
Dude, the
if
bottom
Whitney
two
Young
teams
wasn't good, they could drop out of red.
they drop to blue. If they're one of the bottom two teams at the end of the year, they're in the blue division next year.
It's like NIT.
Yes, it's like soccer. It's like soccer. I don't know how anybody else does basketball. This is why it was so competitive. It kept the competitive fervor up because no one wanted to drop as a program.
Yeah.
So you had the last place teams playing hard all year because they don't want to play because the blue division teams are the most dangerous schools to go to on the bus. Don't nobody want to take a trip over the Shurs on the bus and have to fight to get out of there. No one wants to take a trip over to Bowen.
Oh, okay. It's on and off the court. You got to worry about
absolutely. It's life and death situations. It's real talk.
They try to have good experiences going to the playoffs.
I just want to go down the street to Simeon and politely take my beating.
Yeah.
Right? So Morgan Park, which the program is one of the most elite programs now. When I played with Coach Herb Ray, God rest his soul, hey, man, it was what it was. Right. See, because there are people talking about Notre Dame comparing to Louisville. Let me tell you something, man. Let me know when Louisville can say in the last decade they've been to a national championship game and 2 college football playoffs.
Not even close.
Go get the Louisville fan base. See, Louisville can talk about that game this year, and I'll sit back and let them talk. And I'll say, okay, tell me the last time you've been to a national championship game or the college football playoffs.
Can't name it.
I'll wait. So don't ever put me. I don't know how y'all feel. Maybe y'all got low expectations or y'all been hurt. You can't. Louisville can never ever be equal to Notre Dame. Never.
They got decades to catch up.
It's nothing they can say. The only thing they can say is we got Lamar Jackson. Okay, I'll give you that.
And that's recent history.
I'll give you that. Don't come up here, man. Y'all embarrassing me as Notre Dame fans, dude. I don't care how upset you are with what the program is doing right now.
We'll never be as bad as Louisville.
But sitting up there talking about Notre Dame is mid, just like Louisville. In what world? In what world? Y'all need to think better of yourself. I don't care how upset you are. And it goes back to my point, love. When we were the builders of the basketball program. I told this story before. The guys that came in the 90s, we blood, sweat, and tears, got our butts kicked. We took the whoopings from Juwan Howard and CVS. We took the whoopings from Deion Thomas and Simeon, the Butler twins, Cody and Deion Butler. We took all the whoopings from Simeon. We took some whoopings from Julian. But I can tell you the list of teams we were not going to lose to. So, yeah, Notre Dame's in a place. They should take their whoopings from Bama. Take their whoopings from Georgia. Heck, I'll throw Clemson on there. Take your whoopings from Clemson because Clemson's been a better program. You want to throw another team on there? Ohio State, take your whipping from Ohio State. But you know who you better not lose to? You better not lose to Duke. You better not lose to Louisville. There's a whole list of teams you better not lose to. And that's the expectation. I don't expect you to be Bama. I don't expect you to be Georgia. Heck, you might even lose on the road to Texas A&M. But you better not play a close game against a MAC team at home. You better not.
No.
Because you're better than that. You got better talent than that. And that's the issue. That's why losing to Clemson, that Clemson team this year is an embarrassment. Losing to Louisville is an embarrassment. I don't care about Louisville's program. Hey, we beat Jeff Brom when he was at Purdue. So I don't want to hear about his coaching because he's been a great coach wherever he went. You still found a way. You still found a way to beat him. You still found a way to beat him.
That's right.
Period.
And arguably, he had better Purdue teams than he has now.
Y'all let Notre Dame make y'all feel bad and lower your expectations. The heck out of here.
That's what it
Notre
does in
Dame is
field position
top five, top six all-time winning this program. Annually top 5, top 6 in most NFL players. So I don't want to hear nothing about Notre Dame. They got no talent. I think they constantly top 5, top 6, 7, whatever with NFL players. NFL littered with Notre Dame players. So they're good enough for the NFL, but they just horrible when they're at Notre Dame. We tell you the truth. Notre Dame has not had playmakers at the key positions. Period. That's it. That's it. You want to talk about questionable coaching? Fine. We can do that. But y'all man, dude, y'all can get that Louisville stuff out of here, dog. I might not be Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State, but you better believe I know who I am as a Notre Dame fan and what my program is.
Yeah, we mopping up that other stuff, yeah.
Comparing the Notre Dame program to Louisville. The heck out of here. Notre Dame is better than 85% of the football programs.
Easily.
In Division One. 85.
On a year-to-year basis.
And last I checked, that's a B. That ain't mid.
Yeah.
That's not mid. That's a B. I might not be an A+ like Georgia, which, by the way, when everybody was like, oh, there's no great team in the country, I said there's one team that has the potential to be great. And that team in Athens is showing you, we coming. We might have been young at the start of the season. Dude, they lost their captain, their middle linebacker. And a true freshman comes in and has 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss left. True freshman. Wait a minute. Going into the game all week, people were like, I don't know how the Georgia defense is going to play when you lose your main signal caller, the one that gets everybody lined up. You remember that narrative, Left?
I remember
you remember that narrative? The one that you lose your linebacker that gets and captain that gets everybody lined up, and you have to play a true freshman. I mean, it's going to be tough. I don't know, that Ole Miss offense, that's just dangerous for a true freshman to face. Okay. Either you a playmaker or you not. And CJ Allen is a playmaker. I don't hear this stuff about systems, leadership, that stuff they were spewing. Oh man, if we lose JD Te'o for a week, he's the main communicator. Man, what's gonna happen to our defense? Hey man, raise your expectations. Because if that defense is affected that much by the loss of one dude, it's crazy how Georgia can just replace their main dude, bro.
Oh man, I mean, you would have thought he never left.
And we got all of these fantastic young linebackers that just can't seem to get on the field.
Oh yeah, that's
the on the field, dude.
Prince Collie, Jalen Sneed. I mean, Nolan Ziegler, who looks like a monster out there.
Instead of putting Drake Bourne in there, middle linebacker, we're just gonna move Jack Kaiser to middle linebacker.
Yeah, we shuffling like we don't got depth.
Where's the development, man?
Development only comes through reps and experience.
Exactly.
And if we ain't throwing them out there because we're buttholes too tight on things that don't matter in those situations. This isn't practice. When the live bullets fly, it's about making plays or not. You being so specific like it's practice, he didn't hit the right gap. You're going to lose because you ain't putting the talent out there.
Left, to get back to my point and tie a bow on this. We didn't have playmakers, boy. We were scrappy. We were small. We were installing Coach Ray's system and setting the program up for what he saw in the future.
What? Yeah, you're setting it up. You're not the
dude. I was a good, solid floor general. Played defense. Didn't turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't scoring 25 points a game. I did my job, though.
Hey, and that's
I did my job. I went out there and competed. We played Simeon. Yo, I'm competing. Deion Butler. Heck, you a D1 prospect? I'm not going to a D1 school, but guess what? I'm gonna make you play hard this game, bro. And eventually, they won a city championship in '07. Next thing you know, city championship in 11, city championship in 13. Then you see Charlie Moore. Then you see Ayo DeSumo. Now you see Morgan Park producing all of these playmakers. Adam Miller. Uh, I forget the young guy that was the best player in the city from Morgan Park that played for Louisville, went to the Final Four. I forget his name. Um, that's a shame because I know my friends that watch the show, I'm gonna be like, bro, that's disrespect. But that's it, man. That's
Yeah.
it, bro. You can. It's fine if you're not good enough. We weren't good enough to beat Simeon, dude, for the first 6, 7 years. We weren't. We didn't have the dudes.
Didn't have the dudes, and that's what it come down to.
But once we got the dudes,
It was up.
it's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Because we understood. And even though we didn't have the dudes, we're not losing to Bowen. We're
no,
not
no,
losing.
no.
We're not losing them.
Taking
We're not
L's
losing to
now.
Marshall. We're not losing. Man, please.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We looked at the schedule like, oh, all right. Yeah. We might
There
lose
might,
at
might be
home.
some tough ones on there.
Yeah, we might lose that game. We got to go on the road to Whitney Young. Yeah, we might lose that one. But I can tell you the games. I can tell you the games we're not losing.
Yeah. That's right there. That's the conversation, right? I can tell you what we're not gonna do, but I can tell you what's challenging.
And that's the type of attitude this Notre Dame program needs to have. Okay, we might
Especially
not
with
be
next year.
Bama, we might not be Georgia, but if we play you, it's gonna be a game.
We're gonna
It's
sweat
gonna
you.
be physical.
We're gonna sweat you.
We're gonna sweat you.
You gonna leave that game being like, I'm glad we don't have catching them 2 years from now.
Yeah, but
They,
Purdue, come on, fam. Northern Illinois coming to Notre Dame Stadium next year. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Hey,
y'all. Rocky Lombardi. I can tell you about their team. I just got down with them.
Like the champ said in Harlem Nights. Don't take this personally.
That's right.
Everybody else on that schedule, that's what you get.
Yeah, because you
don't
on the
take
schedule.
This personally.
And we need to be like that every week. I'm tired of having these whole narratives. Oh, it's an emotional week after. What is that? Emotional week where Purdue is gonna shock us? It's Notre Dame.
And I'm not even saying, dude, the Texas A&M game is the Texas A&M game. But dude, if you honestly look at that schedule next year and think it's a difficult schedule, I don't know what else to tell you. I just don't. And if you don't understand how Notre Dame would just go to the portal to get depth in the quarterback room, then I don't know. Then you don't want to see your young quarterbacks actually be dudes. Because if that's what they do, then more than likely that's what happens. So I would think you should be happy with that if Notre Dame just went and got a depth dude in the quarterback room. It should make you feel like, oh snap, one of these young cats must be
all
right.
Must
be a dude. Must be all right. I know I would be happy. Lucky Lefty poll question of the day: who was the best freshman wide receiver at Notre Dame? Tony Hunter came in 1979, bro. He grabbed 27 passes for 690 yards. That's 25.6 per catch left with 2 touchdowns. That was and the team went 7-4. 2008, Michael Floyd. Man, bro, 48 catches, 719 yards with 7 touchdowns, bro. He was just a
Mike Floyd,
beast.
just because I know they were force feeding the ball to him.
And he missed. He missed 3 games due to injury left.
Yeah, because he getting the ball so much. He in a lot of action. You know, as a freshman, that's hard to take on the body.
Tim Brown at 84, 28 catches, bro.
Man, hell yeah.
12 yards per catch.
But we got to keep it specific to the freshman year, not what they became. Because I think then it turns into favoritism. You know, you usually say Tim Brown. That's Tim Brown, you know.
We got Raghib Ismail, 88. He only had 16 catches, but he averaged 29 yards per reception, bro. and the 2 touch returns against Michigan. You had the 2 returns. I mean, return against my dude. He was just impactful. Then, I mean, 2002, Maurice Stovall, 2007, Duval Kamar, great options. And once again, people on the poll are mentioning of receivers. The poll is about freshmen, true freshman
True
receivers.
freshman. Yeah.
Who is the best true freshman receiver? Go over to the YouTube page right now and vote. LL question, poll question of the day. When we come back, you guys are going to help us settle a debate we had yesterday.
That's right. Very important one, too.
As we're talking about playmakers in Notre Dame and development playmakers, we're going to get into it. But how soon should you know whether or not a dude is a dude? How soon before you know that a dude is a dude? We'll talk about it on the other side, Lucky Lefty podcast. We spin it different. We're back, Lucky Lefty podcast, CFB Nation, presented by Twit. It's T. SD2 mics, you got Lefty. By the way, Left, yo, Colorado is just aesthetically really beautiful.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, it's one of them places where I don't know how much I would live there, but anytime I visit, it's just a feel to it. It's just so naturally really beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
The mountains, how they play into it, how they set up the neighborhoods and stuff. I'm like, man, a nice getaway, different kind of getaway. It's not like a Cancun or nothing, but it's a solid Great Wolf Lodge. Like you just in the mountains chilling with the wood house. That whole it's very serene. I like Denver a lot. Would I live there? Probably not. I don't know. But from a visit, I'd go there all the time. Go there once a year.
Yeah, the game once again, San Diego State, Colorado State. I messed up, Left. I thought you had an 8:30 start.
7 p.m. tonight.
No. It's 7 p.m. tonight.
I mean, sorry, tomorrow night. Oh, you talking about this game or last game?
No, the last game.
Oh yeah, it was
the last game. It was 6:30 my time, 5:30 Mountain, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought it was later, and I missed it.
That was,
I was mad too.
Aaron Taylor's game was later. The Fresno versus San Jose.
The Fresno versus San Jose. That's the game I clicked over. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
So I was supposed to be on that game.
Wait, so I got another note. I got another Notre Dame dude, which I'm cool with. I got another Notre Dame dude, but I was like, I missed my guy.
Aaron Taylor's big bro though. It's all great. You catching somebody on that from that ND on that podcast or that broadcast. So I was actually supposed to have a Fresno State game, but the big dog status, Aaron. You give it to him. Look, you got it, brother. I'm just glad to get a game in.
They gave the in-state to the big guy, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, he's waiting on that crossover international.
Yeah.
You got, you got to wait for people to retire.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Nobody want to get old and retire no more.
Hey, that's funny because my dad literally had the retirement conversation with me yesterday. No, real talk. And the only thing that has really made him think about it is his health issues he's dealt with. So I mean, it really, that's what makes guys retire from sports, right? Health, injuries, not being able to recover.
Been there for about 50 years though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's the best part and worst part about it. If you get that spot where like you a James Brown, you just show up every Sunday. That good brown suit, he always be, he be rocking them colors.
You know who has, man, because you can turn. See, I'm gonna say something, man. I think you're gonna do your thing. You're gonna move up, and then you're gonna pull a Jesse Palmer.
Ooh.
You're gonna start going over to that news side and start hosting Holiday Bacon Championship.
That's right.
I can see you hosting the Holiday Bacon Championship like Jesse Palmer, bro. Yeah,
selling Foreman
on
grills
the Food Network. Yeah.
Cooking with Martha Stewart. Oh
sitting
yeah,
up there eating, testing pies and cakes all day. I don't know if you follow Malik on Facebook, that's all he does is post food and recipes, and that's it.
How delicious though, right? I mean, I know it inspires a lot of y'all watching my Facebook to go home at night and be like, let me try this little recipe I done seen on Malik's page. That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Diversifying your palate. Gotta have an interesting palate. Can't eat chicken and rice and broccoli all day.
yeah. It is. So Mississippi State loses to Texas A&M 51-14, and left both head coaches get fired after the game.
Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
I've
minute.
never seen this, bro.
Wait a minute.
I've never seen this.
I
I've
know
never
Jimbo
seen
got
this.
fired.
Yeah, Zach Arnott got fired today.
The Texas Tech guy?
No, the Mississippi State guy.
Oh, Mississippi State. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm like Texas Tech. Hey, dang, and they played each other at the
And
same.
they played each other.
So it was a lose-lose.
I don't know if we'll ever see that ever again, bro.
No.
Like both
Not the
coaches
timing like that.
from a
No.
game that they just played on Saturday got dismissed the
Before the
same
next week.
weekend. Yeah, dude. I'm like, yo.
What had to be going through those administrators' mind during the game? It was a good game.
No, it was a blowout. It was 51-14.
No, I'm just saying it was a good game for one side over the other, but how do you get fired after?
Dude, for them to call a Board of Regents meeting on Saturday night after a big win lets you know it was deeper than just a football field. Like people just didn't like Jimbo. It was almost like the Senate assassinating Julius Caesar, bro.
Oh, like they really backdoored him for real. But
they just gave this man a contract and then the buyout was like they got to pay $76 million. That's like Caesar was given, because you weren't given lifetime reign in Rome and Roman history. Caesar literally got that.
Right.
He's the first one to get that, right, until he dies. And then the Senate kills him, right? Because he fell out of favor with cats for some of the things he did, like the whole Cleopatra and Egypt thing, which
that's right.
Based upon what I heard about Cleopatra, I ain't mad at you, Julius Caesar.
He was on his Shannon Sharp and Miss Nasty B. That developed to be a pretty good podcast, him and Ocho, man.
Yo, so I haven't read. Andrew was saying in the chat that they had made the decision Thursday night. I know the Board of Regents met, and maybe they were just meeting saying, okay, how are we gonna get this money? Maybe that was the meeting.
Basically,
we got to pay this dude $76 million. How we gonna get this meeting, and then what we gonna do moving forward? But my whole thing is, that's just something I don't think we would ever see in college football. Two coaches from the same game that just played against each other.
You might see more of it. You might see more of it. I think that the transfer portal, the demand to win now with NIL being included, I'm sure a lot of these programs are looking at these coaches like, man, we spending a lot of money for this NIL to be a 6-8 team or whatever, So I think that it's just the volatility that's happened in sports, particularly college football. They're not waiting on you to get like a Coach Martin, where at Miami he went 3 losing seasons until he finally started turning around. I don't think Marcus Freeman got 3 losing seasons in him. Not at Notre Dame.
Well, he's never had a losing season, but I understand according to Notre Dame,
I don't think he has the room to have maybe 1 losing season. Hell, I don't even think.
Brian Kelly got one. Brian Kelly got 1, but it was after what, 6-7 years.
You think they're gonna allow Marcus Freeman to go under?
No. I do not. No.
He shoot under 500. He might not make it through the whole season. They're gonna be on his neck. That's like what losing.
I do not.
If we lose like the first 3 games or something next year, or something crazy, we can't. I don't even think he has a 3-game slip that he can have right now. He can't lose 3 games in a row.
Bro,
I'm just saying that's how hard.
Dude, because Texas A&M, it's already out. There's no secret. Texas A&M is going after Dan Lanning.
Oh, I thought they was going after Urban.
No, they're going after Dan Lanning. But I don't know if they can
Dion?
I don't know if they can outbid Phil Knight. That's
Come
gonna
on.
be tough. Now that's a lot. That's a lot of money down to Texas A&M, bro. That's a lot of
Oil
oil
money.
money.
Yeah. But
But
Nike,
Phil Knight
Nike
got some
like
deep
that.
pockets, bro.
Look, he
But that
gonna
man, hey, left. This man pays Michael Jordan 50 million every year. 50 mil. Cut the check every year.
he gotta
If
write that
that
off every
man,
time.
if that man could cut a check to Michael Jordan for 50 mil every year just for some shoes,
For some shoes, man.
how much money is this dude making, man?
Now you talk about NIL deal for Dan Lanning.
Man, this dude Michael
Phil
Jordan
Knight
has a.
probably.
Wait a minute, and this is the crazy thing. Do you understand that? I forget. Somebody wrote an article. I have to post the article, dude. The Michael Jordan deal with Nike does not die when he dies. When he dies, it gets broken up to his 3 kids.
Oh man, that's
And if
smart.
I'm not mistaken, once his kids die,
Then it's over.
no, I think it's like 5 more years before it expires. So it's 5 years with his grandkids
Yeah.
before it
What
finally
what,
expires.
what companies
It's
do
like
that around
it's
here?
like it's the contract is like bananas left. It's like, dude,
That's
this is
probably what LeBron
crazy.
got. That's why they didn't tell us the details. That's probably the same thing LeBron got. How Nike automatically signed his son, and you know how that go. But man, that's a retirement plan that you can't even.
Bro, it
Man,
is
what
crazy. But that's what I'm saying. If that man can pay that,
every year?
Tex- Texas A&M might as well. Yeah, y'all might just want to not. Don't even waste your time.
You
Don't
think
even
Dan
waste your
Lanning would
time.
leave Oregon? Just for him to be the top prospect for another school, I think that's kind of crazy.
It's probably easier to recruit to Texas A&M in the
Oh yeah,
South. He's going to the Big Ten. Would he rather be in the Big Ten or the SEC? I mean, it's some things to consider.
you got Texas, Oklahoma in there too now in the SEC.
So now that
Yeah,
kind of connects the rivalries again.
Texas and Texas A&M is a rivalry.
Oh yeah, before the SEC thing.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know
going back
that.
to the Big 12. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So that, Texas A&M has some things, some attractive things they could put on the table to Dan Lanning. Besides the guap.
Man, at this point, man, the guap with money that they're going to be talking.
Yeah.
Because Michigan State trying to give out 100 mil to somebody, so I
That
can only
lets you know.
imagine with Texas.
Yeah.
And it may not even be the
Yeah.
cash; it may just be the benefits.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the luxury benefits in Texas or luxury benefits in Oregon? I'm talking about luxury, like Kirk Herbst. I want some of them Kirk Herbst Street luxuries. That's what I'm shooting for. He get the chefs and the charter and the man. That brother be
Dude, he was
ooh
his dog was running on the field down in Georgia before the game. Like his actual dog. He brought his dog on the trip and he was running on the field
yeah
doing warm-ups. I'm like,
yeah
yo, this is crazy.
yeah. That brother Kirk Herbst Street is like a rapper. He just fly around, drop in, do his little thing. I mean, he got the catered chefs. Like chefs travel with him.
I'm not mad at him.
No, that's the benefits right there. Now you doing game Thursday, Saturday, college game day. You doing a Monday night game. You working,
Yeah,
catching a lot of charters. But
yeah.
man,
I'm not. Yo, yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. But we'll see how that works out. Of course, Notre Dame starts off 2-4 down in College Station against Texas A&M. It's going to be a new team, new quarterback. I mean, Elko. If Elko goes, does he bring Riley Leonard with him? Right, but then then you have to look at this Connor Wegman transfer from Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M yesterday had 3 kids jump in the portal left.
and
Like
probably more coming.
they announced Jimbo was gone. 3 dudes jumped in the portal.
They probably jumped with him. He said,
I
"If
was
you going,
like,
I'm going."
wow, like this
One of
is
them
crazy.
things. Yeah.
It is just one of those things. So help us, LL Nation. How long does it take before you know You have one of those ones. Left and I were discussing, going back and forth, discussing CJ Stroud yesterday.
That's right.
And I text Left and I'm like, yo, this cat CJ Stroud, what he's doing, I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous, man. And Left is like, what do you mean? And I'm like, dude, this dude is acting like he has a PS5 controller out there every week. Like, I don't think the Pittsburgh defense has given up more than 23 points all year, Left. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Oh, wait a minute. My fault. There's one quarterback that put up 30 on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Guess who it was?
Oh,
CJ
Justin
Stroud.
Fields. Oh,
No,
see,
CJ Stroud.
yeah.
Team 5-4. They already banged the Jaguars once at
Yeah, they
Jacksonville.
banged us too, boy.
So Jacksonville has to go to Houston with a 1-game lead in the division. They do a rookie quarterback. Houston was picked to win 3 games. Left.
Yeah,
3.
they was supposed to be back in the draft.
New head coach D'Amico Ryan's doing a fabulous job. Right?
Hopefully,
Fabulous
yeah,
job.
that brother been doing good, man. That's how you win. A defensive head coach with a quarterback that's generationally talented. It works well together.
But Left said he's not ready to say he's one of them ones yet.
No, no, no. I think he's having a great, tremendous year. But football is a funny thing, man. You have to have a currently updated resume, and you have to stack years. Because if this was the case, man, the amount of people that we would have hoisted to that level of greatness after just 1 year, you have a lot more Hall of Famers. I tell you that. So I do think that CJ is all the right things are happening for him, and
Yeah.
it's good to see that because it can just as easily look like Bryce Young, where nothing good is coming from him. But then when you take a step back, you look at it and say, okay, guys that are talented can operate well if they have pieces around them. And I think CJ's a huge proponent of that,
Mm-hmm.
having a really good offensive line. Basically telling the team to draft Tank Dell in the draft with you.
Right.
I mean, you coming with your own luggage. So I do
Hey,
think,
when you hit on 3 playmakers in a draft,
I mean, yeah, and then we forgot about our good old first round defensive end, first round pick, and Willie Anderson
mm-hmm.
and Will Anderson. So I think that it's one of those things where they just got everything right for this year, and they're in a division that's very winnable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were begging Jacksonville to win a division because it's so light that we thought, coming off of last year's playoff run, we like, oh, we about to sweep the division again. It's getting a little tougher. So I think CJ, for where he's playing at and what he's got around him, I mean, hey, if you can hold on to that, I can see him being a top quarterback in the league in the near future. But same thing for Jalen Hurts. It's like Jalen Hurts is having a nice run right now
Mm-hmm.
that he's playing well in. It's hard for me to say he's great or one of the greater quarterbacks in the league. I think, when you have a number one defense, number one offensive line, AJ Brown is like the best receiver. I mean, that brother is something, a force. And then
Mm-hmm.
you add AJ Brown with a Devontae Smith, a force. I mean, hey, it's hard to play bad, to be honest with you. So I think for what you can look at CJ's year in a vacuum, it's a great year in a vacuum. Is he one of them ones? I think he's got a good amount of talent that, for me, even with Patrick, he had a great first year when he fully started. I wasn't quick to say he was the,
Oh, Pat first year was banana.
but Pat
Uh,
has followed up years stacking when he lost Tyreek Hill.
yeah, yeah.
He's really been emptied out at receiver, and
Mm-hmm.
he actually is making the receivers better. You remember that when he used to praise Tom Brady so much for taking dudes out of Walmart, dudes from the post office, dudes from the middle school, and going out there and making them look like something.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Patrick has crossed over into, which is why I'm saying, man, he's great. Now CJ can cross over to that because think about it. CJ's
Let
having a
me
good
let
year
me let me
like
say
Carson
something.
Wentz.
Let me say something that goes against what you're saying, but it's about to make you happy. I guarantee you when I say this, you're gonna be like, Son, finally, I guarantee this, right? Because I know you like, man, I'm not giving him that one of them ones yet. And this goes to Papa Smurf. This is Papa Smurf. You inspired me to go out there on this limb. Papa Smurf said, anticipation, accuracy, poise, arm strength. CJ is really top 8 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Listen, it all looks good.
I'll take CJ Stroud over Justin Herbert and Josh Allen right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen. You know
This
I'm
is
not
my
hating, man.
personal opinion of how I want my quarterback to play. I
I don't
would.
like
And,
Josh
and,
Allen.
and wait, and Justin Herbert was phenomenal against the Lions yesterday.
See, and that's a good thing that you
Phenomenal.
brought that up. I love that you brought
Phenomenal.
that up. I love that you brought that up because I still feel the same way I felt about Justin Herbert when he got drafted. I just don't think he's the winner that his talent matches with. I think he's been blessed with a lot of great ability, but at the end of the day, it's about winning games. I don't think he's a winner from a personality standpoint where I feel like, oh, I'll get behind Justin Herbert and we'll win this game. I think he'll do enough to play good and have everybody have a chance. But when you talk about that it factor, I think CJ has more of an it factor than a Justin Herbert. And I would agree with you. I would take CJ over those two. But going back to saying if he's great, that's like saying Carson Wentz was great when he was 14-1 and had the ACL. He was never the same after that.
Johnny Cruz, you might be on to something, brother.
Yep.
You might be on to
2.0.
something.
Better stats, less wins. Better stats, same place in the division. You're never gonna be the number one in the division.
We're not blaming Justin Herbert. We're not blaming Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert he's had plenty of opportunities to win games at the end of games and not come through.
Yeah, that's all we're saying. We're not denying his talent.
He had plenty. As much as you want to talk about how bad the defense played against the Jaguars in that playoff game, Justin Herbert had opportunities in the second half to put more points on the board.
And that's where it comes down to moments. We get so caught up in looking at the damn stats. Oh, he threw for 400 and 4 touchdowns. But on that 3rd and 8, when the game was on the line, he threw it in the dirt. Game over. Now,
Johnny Cruz said he'll take him on his Giants, bruh. At this point,
how does a guy like DeVito get drafted?
Dude, that was the starting quarterback I had to work with for my Fighting Illini last year, bro.
But listen,
with all the talent we had,
game, man.
That's what we had to work with. So
he was decent in college. I mean, he put up some.
No, he was not. No, he was not decent.
You're not gonna say decent? Oh man,
he was not. Dude, a second string quarterback for the Fighting Illini just put up 500 yards this weekend.
DeVito did that versus LSU when they went down.
I don't know what he did. I know with the talent he had with Chase Brown and that offensive line last year and the defense they had, that dude could put up points against the team, major teams. That's all I know. Man,
you know, one thing is an interesting dynamic is to watch Jaden Daniels flourish under Brian Kelly. Are you going to say that's a development thing that happened?
See, Tommy DeVito was decent at Syracuse until Notre Dame walked into Yankee Stadium and smacked
him around. That's
and showed him who he really was. Yeah, then he decided to get out of there. But man, look, this is the debate, guys. Look, the inspiration came because yesterday, left. It's a Sunday. The NFL is on, left. NFL games everywhere. That's and right. It's better viewing for me because the Bears not playing. I get to watch good football.
Stress-free. You a stress-free Sunday.
I get to watch quality football because the Bears are not playing. Quality football. And you know I'm sitting here, I'm watching the Chicago Blackhawks, bro, on a Sunday in the afternoon. And why am I watching the Chicago Blackhawks? Because they got a freaking 18-year-old by the name of Connor Bedard.
Oh, the first-round pick, that guy, right?
And this dude, Connor Bedard, is on the roll, has like 3 multi-goal games, 5 out of 6 games where he scored a goal. He's 18, left. He's 18, and he's revitalized an entire franchise, left.
Oh,
just revitalized the entire city. Entire city just revitalized.
Wait a minute, he's really that good for real?
At 8, and then wait a minute, let me explain. Because you can go to my Twitter feed right now. This dude at 18 scored 2 more goals yesterday while I was watching, left.
Oh, 2 more. Flipped on and he was like, "Oh, Sean watching, let me go crazy."
Sean watching, Let me go ahead and give him 2 more. He gives me 2 more goals left, and he scores a goal from the craziest angle, bro. He was literally at a 45-degree angle, no, a 90-degree angle with the goalie, and put it top shelf in the corner left. I said, I'm done. I tweeted out, Chicago, I think we got one of them ones.
Oh, like
I
he
think,
really like
dude,
that?
we don't even have to wait. I don't have to wait for the full season. Chicago, we got one of them ones. I knew. I told you. I watched Derrick Rose as a sophomore in high school and was like, oh, Chicago, we got one of them ones. We got one. And I told Chicago yesterday on Twitter, we got one of them ones. This dude, Connor Bedard, 18, he one of them ones. Oh,
He
he's
really
one of
like
them
that.
ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
he's
All
one
right,
of them
coming
ones.
in.
So now we have to break down the conversation. Is it much more difficult to be one of them ones in football than the other sports? I think it's easier. I think the easiest sport is probably basketball.
From a if you
Yeah,
can see it or
LeBron
not.
was one of them. LeBron was one of them ones when he was 15.
I mean, yeah.
Derrick
Right.
Rose is one of them ones when he was 16. Like you, if you're one of those ones, you don't have to wait for the dude to get to dude. If you watched and knew Magic Johnson when he was in high school, you knew he was one of them ones. Dude, watch his documentary on Apple. The
Oh, in high
stats,
school?
his high school stats. This dude, if I'm not, he averaged a triple double in high school, but he was averaging like 34 points a game, dog. Well, like 15 assists and
With
12.
no shot.
It was with no shot. It was stupid.
Yeah. Damn.
You knew he was one of those ones. And it's that I think basketball is easiest. Hockey has had, dude, Gretzky early in his rookie year. Mario Lemieux early in his Eric Lindros early. And Eric Lindros was just like concussions.
Yeah.
Not Stamkos. What's the other kid that plays for the Oilers? But dude, hockey, you can tell early on, like, okay, this dude, he might not have a team around him, but he's one of them ones.
Yeah.
And dude, CJ, I'm just telling you, CJ is looking like one of them ones, bro. Like, who was that? Is Kyle Hamilton the last one of them ones for Notre Dame?
No, I mean, if you consider Aldrich one of them ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Not.
Thank you, Andrew. Crosby was definitely Sidney Crosby.
They played the first game, right, against each other.
Who was that?
The 18-year-old and Crosby. That was their first. That
was
his first game.
Yeah. He played against Crosby his first game.
Dang.
Yeah, he went on the road against Tampa Bay last week up against Stamkos and lit their tail up for 2 goals and 2 assists. I'm like, yo, this 18, this fam. And then the second goal was better than the first one, left.
Wow.
I wish I could play it, without, getting the YouTube mad at us. The actual, I'll post the second goal on my Twitter. The first goal is already up on my Twitter feed. Yeah, Hannah Hidalgo for Notre Dame women's basketball. She's one of them ones.
She's one of them ones.
You could tell again. South Carolina was killing them, but you could tell. Oh, she belongs.
I wonder how they gonna do that in Olivia. Are they gonna 1 and 2 guard it or what?
Man, you play both of them together. What you mean?
Hidalgo's smaller than Olivia Miles, and Olivia is a true one.
Man, dude, if you can coach, hey, you put both of them on the floor. We don't worry about the rest.
She gonna hold that down. That's her specialty. Those two, that's her specialty.
Look, Wemby, definitely one of them ones.
Man, that
one of them ones. One of them ones.
He's
dude.
Dunking outside the restricted.
It's one of them ones, man. But football, I'll pause on CJ.
Just give it a little time.
CJ has exceeded my expectations.
Yes,
he has exceeded my expectations.
Well, mainly because he stayed healthy. I mean, look at Anthony Richardson.
Oh, that's true.
Bryce Young hurt. I mean, guys, hell, Malik Willis hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So half of it is being healthy, and CJ's done a great job. But also your O-line did a good job holding you up. So the division is, I mean, I do believe CJ has the talent to be one of those ones. It's just football is just, I think, measured on a different scale than other sports.
What's more important? Me and Ryan Roberts, we kind of got into this on Friday. Is it more important for Notre Dame to develop playmakers or recruit one of them ones? Recruit playmakers.
What's harder or what's better?
What's more important now moving forward?
It's got to be development because at the end of the
Okay.
day, you putting so much to the recruiting effort. You know what I mean? I think if it was the previous administration, I think we would put a lot more credit and effort in the transfer portal. But when you're talking about building a program as a young coach, development has got to be one, if not two, on the top things on your board because it's about retention. And if you're
Yeah.
looking to have a future and not just like a head coach at a mag school where you try to pump it up and then get big and do nice things and then leave,
Yeah.
I'm sure Marcus Freeman wants to be there plus 5 years. So development has to be what he leans on as he gets farther away from the whole nuance of, oh, you're the head coach we love, da da da. Because
Hmm.
at year 4 or 5, that's over.
Yeah.
We need to see what that 23, that 24 class kid that you recruited looks like in 27.
And see, for me, the 25 class, which I estimated last week, 25 class, in my opinion, is going to end up being Marcus Freeman's best recruiting class.
That's Deuce Nice year.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I predicted that Notre Dame might get up to, before the end of the year, they might get up to, it's a possibility they could end up with double-digit commits by the new year. And I'm talking about the way they're trending at the safety position, which has been a struggle from a recruiting standpoint.
From a
That
recruiting
is like
standpoint.
that's the beacon. Like, oh snap, we getting safeties. We got a chance to really get some playmaking safeties. Now we're cooking with grease,
I
and we
mean, we
got our.
tried to, we tried to get the playmaking transfer safety from Northwestern, that guy. And I'm like, we
Dude,
just
don't
haven't.
even bring that dude up.
I don't think we've made, like, how would you, if out of 10, what would you grade our transfer portal recruitment of the
Well,
guys we
it's
brought in?
you can't because see you have to put Notre Dame on a sliding scale, bro, because they're not playing by the same rules as
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
else.
For the guys we brought in, how would you grade that? Is that an A? Is that a B?
I like what Javante Jean Baptiste has done.
He's
I
been
really do.
productive.
I
He
really
got a
do. I
sack
think he's
sack
played.
last
I
week.
think he's played. I think he's played really well.
That's like a
Thomas
B grade.
Thomas Harper has been really good when he's been healthy.
But damn, availability is the
You
best
know,
ability.
availability, but he's played a lot. He missed like 2 or 3 games, but for the most part,
Yeah.
he's been there and he's been part of a very good secondary. Um, the Rhode Island kid can't get on the field,
Yeah, I know.
so I don't know if he's played.
But he's got another year, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. And they might be able to redshirt him because I don't know if he's played more than 4 games. Jack Cohn was a very successful quarterback,
For what
in
we
my
needed at the
opinion.
time, me,
Ben
I
Skoranek, Ben Skoranek was a very good transfer wide receiver.
really, I didn't. I mean, I saw
Ben
him flash
Skoranek
here
put
and
up
there.
Ben Skoranek, him and Javon McKinley was a problem, bro.
Oh,
That
all right,
combination was,
come on. You're talking about,
bro. Did you look at the numbers Ben Skoranek put up in Notre Dame?
and you gotta educate me on Ben Skoranek because I have been out on him ever since he popped up on the field and I had to tweet, who is this dude?
How, Malik? That's all you argue is that Notre Dame is a look for dudes. How do you think he ended up in the NFL with the Rams?
Man, it's the biggest surprise to me. Like
It's not
that's the one
because
thing
he
I
was at
can't. It's an
Northwestern,
enigma. It's an enigma for me
but it's
because I'm
not
like,
because he was at Northwestern. It's because of what he did at Notre Dame.
man, I gotta, I gotta check the highlight tape because I wasn't a fan when he was at Notre Dame. Then I turn around a couple years later, he's catching in the Super Bowl. I was like, and he's like a main receiver right now. Like what? So yeah, Ben Skoranek has shocked me. To be honest with you, I wasn't very high on him at Notre Dame. I don't know what it was because maybe it wasn't the impact on the receiver room because we had Kevin Austin
Mhm.
at that time too. So you know, shout out Ben Skoranek, man. Go ahead, definitely elevated since coming from Notre Dame because I don't think he was gonna get drafted at Notre Dame. I mean at Northwestern.
Who, Ben Skoranek?
Yeah.
No, he definitely doesn't get. Nah, he had 30 catches for 459 with 5 touchdowns. Heck, I wish we had that now at the wide receiver position.
We don't have
I
a
wish
receiver
we
with 5 touchdowns this year, do we?
no,
Come on. You didn't even look it up. You didn't even punch nothing on the keyboard, Sean. you,
bro,
you didn't even look down to try to stroke a key
bro.
to try to
See,
punch it in the seat.
people need to relax. I didn't say Ben Skoranek was an all-star. I said he made it to the league off what he did at Notre Dame. That's a fact.
I'm with
It's,
John. I'm with John Massey, man. He had one good game I saw. John, I'm with you, man. Sean's convincing me, but I don't know.
Ben
I don't
Skoranek
remember
only
seeing it.
played 1 year. He didn't play 2 years.
I remember every play Jack had. Jack had an impactful transfer year.
No. First of all, I didn't. First of all, he's nowhere near what Jack Cohn was.
Okay, we can
Relax.
agree on that. Okay.
People see. Stop taking stuff out of context, dude. Relax. I just tried to show the man some love because you was about to throw him in the dirt. Malik's about to have the man Ben Skoranek all dirty. I just tried to show the man some love, and everybody want to overreact. Like, relax. Relax, dude.
John Massey feels, man. We critical.
But
we
you
critical.
can say what you want to say. Instead of saying freaking Charlie Jones, we can say freaking Ben Skoranek because I'll take Ben Skoranek's production right now over anybody else in the wide receiver room. So y'all sit up and laugh about that. Give me his 29, 459, and 5 touchdowns right now. Give me that right now.
What is our leading receiver stats right now? I think
I think Chris Tyree is the leading receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? And I don't even see him getting the rock. Man,
You darn right. You darn right. We got a standard in Notre Dame. When is Notre Dame wide receiver room gonna live up to it? You're right. I agree. That's why I say freaking Charlie Jones. No, this year I got this over the weekend. Like, I don't know because his stats may have changed, but this is as of Friday. The new phrase is freaking Lawrence Keys, former Notre Dame wide receiver.
Tulane is easy.
This dude has 7 touchdowns. I want to say like 600 yards. I think he had 39 receptions as of Friday. Freaking Lawrence Keys.
Freaking Lawrence Keys, man. And that's my boy, too. Shout out to Lawrence Keys. I hit him up all the time, man. It's a shame that – how does that get away? That's the slot receiver we've been missing. What? How do you not play that? And he got a quarterback down there, Michael Pratt.
I'm sitting up here. You know what's crazy? I looked at the stats last night. This cat Tobias is averaging 20 yards of reception, dog.
How many receptions?
He only has 11.
Oh.
But he's averaging 20 yards of reception. And I'm sitting up here like, wait a minute, fam. Okay, as much as you down on this dude's still averaging 20 a pop.
But on 11 catches, it's like that's
the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Shit.
Like, we know he had to say something to Sam Hartman's girl, or something has transpired.
11 receptions in what, a total of 13 in 2 years? Golly, see, that's not good for a guy that's.
I'm just saying,
that's not good. 13 receptions in his career. He's been there for 3 years. I don't know, man.
My man is averaging over 20 yards a pop, bro. To me, that sounds like potential. Now, I would be trying to find a way. John Massey, y'all got to stop, bro. We told y'all early in the season after the Duke game that there was some issue between Tobias and Sam Hartman.
Gotta be.
We told you in the Duke game, Tobias quit on routes where he had beaten defenders.
Doesn't even look back.
He didn't look back. He's like, this dude is not throwing me the ball. And I've seen way too much film of tight ends, second tight ends, and Tobias Merriweather, who multiple people that were at the Clemson game said on 3 different occasions Tobias ran by Clemson DBs and Sam Hartman never looked his way. And he was 1-on-1. Like that should have been the read. Like, oh man, he's 1-on-1. Let me throw it to him. So I'm not about to sit here and put all this blame on Tobias Merriweather, dude. It's some dysfunctional stuff happening in that program, dude. Flat out. There's some dysfunctional stuff happening in that program. Everybody has to be accountable. There's no excuse for quitting on a route. None at all. None at all. But it's some really bad dysfunctional stuff happening, man.
Mm.
It just is, man. Some
I'm
dysfunctional stuff
surprised that
happening, bro.
I'm surprised that Marcus Freeman hasn't spoke on that dysfunction. You know, he want to blame field position. Talk about something we want to know. Why is the connection not working? That's a great question. Going into the next presser for Marcus Freeman, I need to know what happened.
Like,
Because
bro.
Sam turns mountain molehills into mountains, making 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, Tobias is the closest thing to a Perry that he had at Wake Forest, and he got 11 receptions from a guy that
I'm
has
left.
thrown for
I'm
over
just
12,000 yards.
bro. All I'm telling you is
Is it scheme?
that's why we're talking about this subject, bro. That's what dude. People before the season, everything that had happened from Deshaun Watson to D Hop to the owner getting caught saying racial things about the minority players in the NFL, right? That getting reported. Um, the new GM, the way he got the job, backdooring the previous GM and being a and
Huh?
sneak and being a snitch, all that stuff, all of that
Wait a
scandal was
minute.
the.
I
Wait a
have
minute, let me
never
finish.
heard that.
All of that scandal was with the Houston Texans. That was everything. This is what playmakers do, left. Playmakers in coaching, nobody's talking about any of that, left. All of that stuff
Wow.
that preceded D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud, and Will Anderson showing up, the Houston Texans were looked at as the laughing stock of the NFL, right? You remember how they treated Lovie Smith and Lovie Smith screwed them the last game of the year by giving them the second overall pick instead of the number one pick by winning that game at the end with the owner on
Who
the sideline wanting him to lose the game. All of that stuff was hovering around the Houston Texans. It's all changed because of a head coach,
and winning
a
and a
playmaker
quarterback.
at defensive end, and a playmaker at quarterback. Amazing how playmakers can change your fortunes. And see, we
So
can
the
talk
Bears
about
are
all
going.
this.
So the Bears are going to follow suit. Is what you're telling me.
All I'm telling you is we can talk about all of this scheme, game planning, coach. We
Me
can talk about
guys.
all that. Some playmakers show up on this roster. Watch how everything changes. Just watch. I
That's
don't
right.
care if you develop them or you recruit them, and they end up being one of them ones as a freshman. Watch how things change.
Yeah, I think, like you said, a lot of distraction that could take place, and it's amazing what winning and a good player can cover up for. Like LeBron in Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
all the dysfunction going on in Cleveland, and LeBron going to 9 straight finals. So I do think CJ has the Deshaun Watson potential, but
Mm-hmm.
even with Deshaun Watson, they were losing games, and he was playing well. So it just shows it takes a little bit more of having pieces around you, even if you're a
Mm-hmm.
standalone good player as a quarterback to really get that label on you. It's not until you make the receivers around you better that we have
Yeah.
never heard of before
Yeah.
that
Let me
I
ask
that
you
I
a
personally
question
think
now.
I can do that.
Let me ask you a question because, especially with what you do now and being in locker rooms, D'Amico Ryans, you have to understand, like this organization viewed as a horrible organization, predicted to go 3-14 on the year, right? Rebuild, right? D'Amico Ryans came in and said, "Hell no! What y'all talking about? This ain't no rebuild."
That's
You
right.
can tell. He was like, "Dude, no, this ain't Carolina. Let Carolina
Let
rebuild."
Carolina go through that. Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans is like, I'm a winning coach. I just came from San Francisco. We winning games.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're winning
Ain't no
games.
slow start over
And
here.
see, yeah, man, I don't want to do. I don't. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what you want to hear within. That's what you want to hear from Marcus Freeman. Like, man, all the excuses of injuries and all. Man, look, man, we're Notre Dame. We win games. That's what we do here. We win 10 plus games.
Every time.
10 games is like the bare minimum. That's the bare
Every
minimum.
time.
Anything below that, it's unsatisfactory. That's it. That's why I love D'Amico Ryans. He has to be one of the top candidates for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, alone. Right, like right now.
This man on the verge of possibly winning the division.
Getting to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback, like fresh out the
No.
draft.
Fresh
out of
out.
the draft day suit.
And that is, I agree with development. Because me and Ryan was split. Because he was like, no, we need to develop playmakers. I'm like, man, I need some dudes. I need some dudes that walk in off the street as a freshman, like, hey.
But having dudes and no development gives you a team that is always going to fall short. Like
No. You need both. I'm just saying, when was the last time Notre Dame had one of them
dude?
one? Yes.
To it. Jalen Smith. Will Fuller. That's just the three that stand out as the recent. Was Michael Mayer a dude? I just think he was a good football player.
Well, you might be able to call Joe Alt a dude, even though he didn't start from a jump. Once he got in there, his true freshman year.
Okay.
Michael Mayer.
He wouldn't get that many receptions on any other team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, the offense was really tailored to Michael Mayer.
I mean, like, and then it's just unfortunate because he's in the same class or he was at the same era as Brock Bowers, a real dude. So I hate that. That's just where they land in football timeline. Is no different than David Robinson and Michael Jordan. They playing during the same time. They both great players, but you can tell the difference between a Brock and a Michael Mayer. And I love Michael Mayer.
So I'm going to make you happy, Left. Pause. Pause. I know how cats get in the chat trying to be funny. But I'm going to say this because what's the one position on the defense side of the ball you've been begging Notre Dame?
Safety, secondary. Oh, no. Nasty interior D lineman.
I had an opportunity to interview SHAUN Sevillano, 6'3", 330 pounds.
There we go. That's the right
Notre
weight.
Dame from Florida.
Oh, and we got
He said in the interview, he said, all I've heard from Notre Dame fans and other people is that I remind them of Louis Nix. The way I am, my personality, the way I play.
Okay.
And we talked about it. But that's not what got me excited, Left. We got to the end. He's an early enrollee. And we asked this young man, what do you expect coming in when you get here in January? You know what he said, Left?
What did he say?
He said, I'm taking somebody's job. I said, this is what I'm talking about.
No,
I said, oh my God. I said, oh my God. I said, this is what we need in Notre Dame. Yeah. Thank you. I don't need the nice dudes anymore. We had enough nice dudes on the
nice guys.
Give me a dude. This dude said, I'm taking somebody's job.
Ooh, that sounds good, boy.
I said, oh my God.
And he's a freshman. He didn't say. No. I'm just glad to come in and try to learn and develop and be a great 4 for 40. He didn't say that.
Nope. Matter of fact, I'm going to get permission to play the clip for you on the show tomorrow, so you can see it, Left. The young man flat out said, "Dude, I almost got up out of my chair in the middle of the interview and walked out the office." Did you know how I said, "Man, you got to be. This is what we have been begging
He
Now
didn't say
see,
take nobody's job, Sean. He didn't say
no,
that.
no, dude, left.
No, Sean, I know he came in and said he want to work hard, learn from the older guys, red shirt, get under what they say, be a wing, be under somebody's wing. No, he didn't say that's the standard.
Left. This man looked at us with dude, and he was serious. Left. This man was like, "Oh, I'm coming to take somebody's job." I said, "God." I said,
You
"This is a
said, "Bobby,
Notre
I'm
Dame."
just a
I,
podcaster. Look, you,
I said, "This is a Notre Dame kid." I said, "Man, are you allowed to talk like that?"
yeah, yeah. Are you allowed to say stuff like that?
Right. Like, are the administration, are they gonna see this interview and they gonna tell you, man, hey man,
You might
you
have to
can't
calm
say that.
down.
Yeah, you
Chad
can't
Bowen
say
gonna hit
that.
you up and say, "Hey, we need you to stay under wraps."
Man,
Because I don't think I've ever heard that from a recruit in the last 5 or 6 years. Oh, I'm
thank you.
looking to come in.
Sean Paulus was watching the show. He literally said, I'm taking somebody's spot. Flat left. I'm telling you, bro. I wanted to get up. I wanted to throw stuff around in my office. I was
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
finally.
Finally, some attitude, bro.
All right, we got a guy we might
At
have to
that
check his
position.
behavior records.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
man, we right on spot. We right on point. Sean.
And he's 6'3", 330. I said, oh.
The measurables was as soon you said 330.
Say, wait a
Woo!
minute. Wait a
And we
minute.
don't have to put no weight on him.
Let
Nigga,
me
just
go
come in,
back.
we just shape it up.
Let me go back and act like it's Sunday all over again.
That's
Wait
right.
a minute. Wait a
That's
minute.
right.
Wait a minute.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. 6'3", 330 in the middle.
Hey, left. Hey, man.
He might be
Look
the
here,
biggest dude on
man.
the team when he comes.
Y'all excuse me. I have to take a little praise break right quick, man.
That's right. That's right. I mean, just a refreshing thing to hear. You actually want to come and uproot somebody? You're not
This
just trying to
dude.
fall in line?
Hey,
Like,
man. Hey,
you trying to be out in 3? You actually
Jason.
saying that?
Jason. Oh, you gonna wait, dude. This is another thing. This is why I was going crazy. There's 2 clips I gotta play for you. This dude said, all I ever wanted to do in my life is play football and go
No, he
to the
didn't.
NFL.
No, he didn't.
He said that's it.
Wait, we got a guy that actually aspires to go to the league, not have 3 degrees and an internship at Microsoft in the summer and trying to travel on the boat in the he said, I want to just play foot at Notre Dame. What's his grades like? I know Marcus Freeman had to pull one on this one. He had to make a phone call upstairs.
Hey, he chose Notre Dame over Florida.
What?
Florida State.
No, he didn't.
And Ohio State. Yeah.
He did what Justin Scott couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta watch the tape ASAP. 6'3", 330. Finally. Out of a good spot. Not Wyoming, not Minnesota, Minnetonka, not Canada, not Mexico. He actually got one from the.
Okay. So his first year was up in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So him and his parents, so he could get better, came down during his freshman year, in the middle of his freshman year, and they brought him to Florida.
Okay, so there's a caveat. He's a Canadian.
No. We flat out asked him, yo, how did you, man, what was your transition like? I said, because the transition for Chase Claypool actually took place when he got to Notre Dame.
When he got there.
I said, your transition took place in high school. Like, yo, how did you become the player that you are, the dominant player? He said, I got my butt kicked.
Oh, he went through a little.
He said, when I was young, I was getting my butt kicked. He's like, dude, I was playing and starting when I was 15, 16, and I got my butt kicked by 18-year-olds. He said, that's how I got better.
Wow.
I said, this is a dude. Oh my God. Every year. Yes. It was the greatest recruiting interview of all time for me.
Yeah. He didn't hit you with the humble.
And because I said, dude, they used to call Louis Nick's Irish chocolate. I said, we got to get you a nickname. He said, they already got one for me.
Oh.
I said, what? He said, yeah, the fans call me Big Bear. I said, oh, yeah, dog. I said, okay. Okay.
So he even knows his nickname
So
now? Oh, yeah,
Big Bear is already on his Twitter feed and his profile. I said, yeah, he ready. I said, he ready.
Oh, he ready. First, I don't want to see though. We need to trust him. I don't want to see that.
Mm.
I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
He need to just throw him out
Talk
there
about
just
it.
for the aesthetic.
Talk about it, love.
Give me the aesthetic of 6'3", 330 running out there. Because at that point, now we can ask some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe the impact instantly, just from measurables alone, is going to result in a positive effect. We don't have no slim chicken leg D linemen that are not showing a pushback on the O line. 330 is hard to move.
Yes.
We ain't even talk about football. We just saying 6'3", 330 is not an easy thing to move around.
No.
And for a kid to know, he had to go to the thick of it. He said, I can't get better up here. I gotta go where they go talk about football for real.
Mm-hmm.
And he's embodied it, and it was humbled enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to see this.
There you go, love. This is senior fan.
Sevillano.
That's 330, bro.
Yeah.
That's 330.
Yeah. See that push was all I needed to see.
Yeah.
Because I can see that on Saturday. Guard can't hold you. You just mowing him back.
Look at that. 2 cats. Let me go and split this double team.
Yep. That Dexter Lawrence.
Oh, let me split that.
Oh yeah. 330 with the jersey pulled up. You got the jersey tucked in.
That's another double team split.
Yeah. And he's quick. Yep. Getting that gap. I like the sack celebration. I like the TFL. He get up with a little life. He don't just roll over and get up. He get up and screaming. He gonna give you a little dance or something. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, get off the double. Okay, get the sack. Yeah. We might have got one of them ones.
Since we talking one of them ones.
This one move. TFL. Yeah, get back there. I got to see him in some pass now. I want to see him in some pass. Because the run defense is there. I want to see him throw that. I want to see him go against that pass. Let's see what he looks like. Yeah, get him off of you. There we go. I like the pure strength.
By the way, I think he spots it's on his profile. He's already at 650 squatting.
Yep. I just need that weight to stay the same.
Yeah. He said don't lose nothing, huh?
Man, don't lose that weight, man. Don't come in here no 295. You done slimmed up, went to your trainer. No. That is not what we getting you for. We need you 330. Lean on people. Be that Dexter Lawrence for us. That Quentin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I just like his forward movement. He ain't getting pushed to the side. We got to rebalance. It's just straight up and down. Good retrace. Get to the football. There you go. Good effort. Yep, that's the push I want to see right there. That's it. That's it. That's all I need to see. That's what I was waiting on. And we got it. He pushing it. He getting back there. Yes. That's what we want. That one arm extension where the center just can't hold him back. We ain't had that. We that's that Alabama type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We finally, Marcus Freeman. There you go. Get you one of them ones, man.
It was a recruiting show, the recruiting hour that we do every Friday, myself and Ryan Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Great interview with Shaun Sevillano Jr. out of Tampa, Florida, man. Look, hey, bro. Just out of respect for Ryan Roberts, because Lucky Lefty podcast, I'm comfortable doing what I want to do on my show.
That's right.
Because that's our culture.
That's
That's
right.
what we do. We spin it different. If he had said that, if we were interviewing him and he had said that left, I would have got up and walked off. I would have felt comfortable getting up and walking off. Because I'd have been like, right. What this dude just say? What did he just say?
Yeah, he said it's time to win.
It goes back to what I was saying during the bye week. And everybody was panicking. I said, look, man, you can panic, but ask yourself. You can go position room by position room and ask yourself, is this position room in better shape with Marcus Freeman than it was at the end of Brian Kelly's tenure? And it's only one or two rooms that you can have a debate about. That's it. Only one or two rooms. And the fact that, we need a big dude. We need a dude that's 330. And in the 25 class, they have a similar dude that's 320. Davion Dixon, already committed in the 25 class. Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman know what they need to take the next step.
300 plus, and that's it. I don't even,
They saw the linebacker position first when he was in DC.
Yeah.
They saw the quarterback position. Now they have to develop.
Yes.
Now, 24-25, they didn't get Justin Scott, but because they didn't get Justin Scott, they didn't settle. They said, we're going to go get in 24-25. We're going to go get, and they're trying to flip the kid from Georgia. When have you heard any coaching staff trying to flip a kid from Georgia?
A team that's trying to win. That's right.
That's right. As much panic.
Don't let Kirby get comfortable.
As much panic that exists right now, and everybody's disenfranchised, and I keep telling people, relax, because if he can't get it done with these next two recruiting classes,
it ain't meant for
it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Hey, you gave a valiant effort at that point, man.
See, fans, I knew film of Shaun Sibiliano Jr. was gonna make Left, and that comment, I said, boy, I can't wait to tell Left about this. Boy, wait, I saved it too. I didn't even spoil it. I didn't even
spoil it. You caught me off guard.
I didn't text you.
Talk about Notre Dame.
I started to text you that in Colorado, like, dude, I said, no, I'm gonna wait for Monday.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. So Tyson Ford, Jason Anye, Riley Mills, if you come back, Gabriel Rubio, Big K. Hey, I don't know who it's gonna be. I don't know who. Somebody in trouble.
Yeah, somebody.
Young man said he's coming to take somebody.
He's taking a spot. Yeah, he said he's taking spots. So that means somebody got to get out of the spot.
He didn't say, man, I'm coming in. I'm really learn the defense, learn the playbook. No. He said, me and Coach Washington, we already talk every week about what I need to know.
He made Coach Washington work? No.
Said what I need to do, what I need to learn. I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
I'm already doing that.
I'm Washington. I'm like, don't lose that 330. Come in do everything you got to do. Just come in 330. Please. Come on.
Yo, you guys are the best, man. Notre Dame fans are the best. LL Nation, man. You guys make the show great each and every day. You keep it lit. We got one super chat and a couple of questions left. Ryan Loftus with the super chat. Who had faster rise in coaching, Marcus Freeman or John Gruden?
Well, rise to what? I mean, Marcus Freeman just got basically planted at the top of college football coaching space, being at Notre Dame. And shout out John Gruden, man, coming from Dayton. It's not easy, but he made it happen. So I like both guys. Two Dayton guys.
Throw that in there.
Two Dayton guys just trying to make it, man. That's all.
Dario Jones, thank you for tapping in. Does Jimbo get another opportunity somewhere else in Power 5?
Yeah, he's like Doc Rivers, man. He's just going to land at another team and have his run. I think that Jameis Winston team at Florida State locked him in to always having some type of gig in Power Five. No different than Doc Rivers. He might jump on TV for a little bit, like Urban Meyer or something, and go right back to a P5 school. But Jimbo Fisher has locked himself in, at least for this decade, on finding the right spot. Now it'll be interesting because he's going from one of the best NIL places you can even be. So how does he work recruitment in a? I mean, it's just hard to find another place outside of Texas A&M that's giving you that much leeway in recruitment. So maybe he's waiting for the right opportunity to go somewhere. Maybe he goes back to Florida in some aspect. But it's an interesting position for him to be in. But hey, it ain't easy to win in college football, even if you have all the money in NIL.
I know one thing: Texas A&M is willing to buy his contract out and buy out somebody else's contract.
They said we're gonna be a good football team. We ain't going out like
Man,
that.
like Jay and your boy Jermaine Dupri said, money ain't a thing.
Oh no.
Money ain't a thing
Especially if you win in 51
to
or whatever
Texas
and you
A&M.
fire him the next day. They say
Man,
about that buyout, you're out of here.
Jimbo was on the field like, yeah, whew,
Woo, save myself. Shit.
yeah, good game. Nah, bruh.
Should have scored 100.
We think TB12, hashtag Tom Brady. Can you give your honest opinion on how you would grade Sam Hartman's
Easy,
performance for the
easy, easy. A C, because he's 1 for 3 for the games he's signing for. It's that simple. All that other stuff don't even matter because we're supposed to be in a playoff contention spot right now. And like I said at the beginning of the year, if any year to do it, this is the year because Alabama Bowl isn't as locked in as it's been in the previous years. And then I'd take provided Sam Hartman win them 3 games, I'd take
Mhm.
us going against Georgia at the end of the year for all the marbles. At least I think we would have a better shot than the Alabama Bowl and all the locked up play that we have in the recent years. And I do think that um, a C is very. I say a C because it ain't better than Jack. I think it's safe to say that no matter what he does for the rest of the season, it won't be better than what Jack's impact was, especially in the bowl game. We ain't got to that yet. So I do think that if Jack was a B plus, he's definitely a C. And it's unfortunate because they sold him as if he was an A. We always said he was a tier 4 quarterback, so I'm not super surprised. I'm a little disappointed because I would think that you would see a more passionate uh, or more passion come from a guy getting elevated by everything around him. I mean, going from Wake Forest, where he was probably barely recruited, to being launched on the center stage and demanded to win 3 games and 5 back-to-back late prime time. I mean, you can't ask for a better situation. So for Sam, literally, you had everything in front of you: Heisman, playoffs, championship, good team, put receivers that you could have put on the map a little bit better. So with all those included, you didn't meet the expectations. So that's just a C for me. Now, from a preference standpoint, I mean, hey, they like you look good, man. You got the Dove commercial, you got the beard rocking, all of that. But from a production standpoint, not better than Jack. Hell, you probably wouldn't rank top. You probably bottom 9, 10 in the last quarterbacks in the last decade. I mean, I wouldn't take him over Ev or Deshaun or me or Brandon or Ian or Jack or like. So from that aspect, if you just had to take us in the vacuum, what is he doing that we couldn't or we didn't? Hell, so I think that it was a nice try, but if we are going to do it again, let's have realistic expectations. Now I think if Sam came next year, we probably have a whole different synopsis on his season because of who we played. But this particular year was dude season. Like you had to
Mhm.
be a dude to get through Notre Dame's schedule this particular year. So from a dude aspect, he is not a dude. But if this was just another year in Notre Dame football, he'd be all right. I think he would have more success next year than this year. But he ain't gonna be here next year, which is, for a one-time deal. I think we got the short end of the stick on that one.
Another super chat from my guy Ryan Loftus. We thank you. Another one for the LL Network. Peace. Peace to you, my brother.
That's right.
Um, I feel comfortable. Jared Parker, in my opinion, Jared Parker's not going anywhere. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think he get another stab at it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. And
Yeah, he at least got another year. So
yeah, yeah. I will agree with this based upon, if we start getting 330 dudes, Mount Cody's,
man,
the linebackers are definitely about to eat.
it's gonna be up. It's gonna be up.
They're definitely about to eat. Lucky Lefty podcast, great show, talking Marcus Freeman, um, playmakers development versus recruiting, playmakers, and talking one-on-ones and talking next year's schedule and expectations for Notre Dame and film breakdown of Sean Sevillano that almost made Malik jump out of his shoes.
Oh man,
You know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic Petty Junction?
Petty Junction, Petticoat Junction, Petty Story of the Day, brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. You can get it at MalikZaire.com, as well as setting up your vacation, all your flights for the holiday season, man. MalikZaire.com. Sharon Moore, offensive coordinator from Michigan. Sir, I think you're one of the best coaches in college football. Definitely one of the best assistant coaches. What you've done with the Michigan offensive line, the kids at Notre Dame that chose Notre Dame over Michigan, consistently talked about. Charles Jagasaw consistently talked about his relationship with Sharon Moore before choosing Harry Heastand and Notre Dame. Fam, stop all that crime, man. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, like come on, dog.
What? Stop embarrassing us. It was one of those moments where I was like, fam, you embarrassing us,
Yeah,
bro.
you embarrassing. You like, hey, if I was on the other side of the camera, I'm like, tighten it up. Tighten up.
Yes.
Tighten
Yes.
Yeah. Bite your lip. What are you doing? Get. You don't stop all that crying.
Coach Harbaugh, we loved you, man.
Oh, I had to put it on mute. I'm like, I know this brother ain't out here crying. Yo, y'all got caught. like, bro, you got caught cheating. This ain't nothing. Man, listen, you're embarrassing us. With all that credit that you were able to do to help this football team, you shouldn't be crying, bro. You're not a guy in the mailroom that when Harbaugh left, they just elevated you from the mailroom to the head coaching job. You have been an impactful person on the staff long enough to not be overwhelmed with emotion like that. Like, come on, dog. We're watching you. Because where are the tears coming from? They talking about, oh, we love Michigan versus everybody. First of all, they took that from Ohio State.
Yes.
Michigan always want to copy what we do. Even though I ain't an Ohio State fan, I peeped it. But It's just so. That was just nasty work, man. Stop all that crying. Stop all that goddamn crying.
That's exactly what I felt. Man, you don't shut up.
Just say you had a good game, man. Golly. We love to just, man, I love our people, man. We be going too hard sometimes, right?
You got an opportunity. You're already respected for what you do on the field. You got an opportunity to show your personality to people that might be hiring ADs all over the country. And your goofy self get in front of the camera crying. Acting like this cat Jim Harbaugh just passed away and y'all just had the funeral service yesterday.
Hey, listen. I know there's some ADs across the country that probably crossed him right off that damn list as potential hire. They said, nope, I ain't bringing all that crazy in.
And then right there with him is Jim Harbaugh, who had the nerve to step to the podium today at his press conference and say, after everything we've been through, Michigan should be America's team. Man, if you don't sit your goofy self down, goofy is as goofy does. Man, both of y'all are some goofy.
Yeah. Man, they got delusion in Ann Arbor, huh? Delusions
America's
of grandeur.
team.
See, now, you know how you fix that? Make them play Georgia. Put them in a game with Georgia. Now, the way they played against Penn State, I don't even think they're going to get out of Ohio State doing that.
Bruh. Michigan don't want it with Georgia.
No, they don't want none of Georgia. No.
They don't want that.
That physical run and all that is going to – no.
Michigan don't run that. They don't want that with Georgia.
They don't want to go there with Georgia. So, they don't have enough offensive skill. You ain't finna – you think they going to finna out physical Georgia's defense? Running the ball? No. Hey, Curry said, I'd die for that happening.
J.J. McCarthy's going to have to throw the ball against Georgia.
He had 8 passes last week.
That was so you can't be any more disrespectful to a football team, bro.
Yeah, no.
They went in at halftime. Let me tell you what they did. They went in at halftime and said, this Penn State offense is horrible. We're not throwing the ball at all in the second half.
No.
For what?
They said, why? And they did. I mean, at one point, they took all the receivers and tight ends off the field. Put all O-linemen in. It was 9 O-linemen, a quarterback, and a running back. That's how disrespectful they felt to Penn State. They said, listen, you might as well sub in all your D linemen. I don't know why you got corners and safeties out here. We got 9 linemen blocking. I mean, the disrespect. Like, that's why I'm like, James Franklin, I really ain't got no words for you.
Dude,
firing James Franklin. And I love
he fired his offensive coordinator. I'm like, that's not the problem.
No. He had to, probably because he was feeling that pressure. But that wasn't the issue while y'all. Hey, listen. They recruit too well to be that terrible in big moments.
Dude, this might sound crazy. If Notre Dame had to play Penn State, I ain't scared of Penn State.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's a game
I don't care how bad the offense is. I am not scared of James Franklin and Penn State.
Because they're going to give it to us. I know we good for giving games away, but they'll give it to us more than we give to them. They more of a good steward than we are.
Man, I'm not worried about Drew Allen. Hey, Notre Dame, if you think Al Golden is aggressive against everybody else, man, Al Golden, boy.
Against Drew Allen? No.
He will have Benjamin Morris and Cam Hart and Thomas Harper on
just play straight man. The
smallest islands you've ever seen.
Yeah. And been like, throw it over us. Make a good pass.
Man.
Because other than that, we blitzing. Man. I mean, I would.
We got 8 in the box, 6 yards off the ball. What's up?
Yeah. And daring you to throw it deep. Daring you to hit a route on man-to-man. At least just daring you, because at the end of the day, you can't hit enough passes being open. That's how bad we believe in your accuracy. We can have enough. You won't have enough passes, completions in your body to beat us. So that's an easy style fight right there. I mean, we matched up great. Now we got to do a good job of tackling them good running backs, but that's a matchup I want.
As I said earlier, you can talk about Notre Dame is mid. Man, you know who? Outside of the top 5, 6 teams, I'm not scared to play anybody.
Maybe Oregon. I say Oregon, Washington, Georgia.
Dude, look,
I think we'll go the distance with Florida State. Hell, I want to see LSU. Shit, I think that would be a good game. Malik Neighbors versus Ben Morrison.
LSU's defense is awful.
Hey, we can toe to toe. We can go there.
Awful. But I don't want to see Georgia this year. I do not.
No.
Brock Bowers will have a
I
field
think we
day.
can hang with Michigan. I think we'll beat Michigan.
I'm not scared of Michigan. Because JJ ain't it. I told y'all when he was
in the game, they don't believe you're it.
When he was a Heisman, when they had him as the favorite for the Heisman, I came on this podcast and said, man, that dude is not it. Y'all
There's no way you're that dude with 8 passes in the game. Because if you was that dude, they're not allowing you to leave the game with just 8 passes. You would have to affect the game more. That just shows you their quarterback doesn't affect the game plan for them, which means he's not an X factor.
And the offensive line might not be as advertised because after the first 2 series, after Chop Robinson pretty much embarrassed their right tackle, both series, they were like, you know what? We're about to go jumbo.
Let's not even play with these fools right here.
Yeah, like we started trying to drop back and pass.
And that's why I'm like, Georgia would eat their lunch.
Dude.
They would eat.
Very much so.
Them linemen ain't aggressive enough for them Georgia D linemen at all. At all. At all. So.
And 19 is back too.
And that brother's an offense in himself. They call offensive drive for that brother. They like, look, we're going to get you in reverse. We're going to get you a 5 and out. We're going to take a shot deep, do an RPO. You're going to score. Nowhere in the country is anywhere in the country right now where they're handing the ball off to their tight end or end arounds, reverses, stuff that you would have Lawrence Keys catch in screens and stuff. They got their big tight end doing it. And not only that, that brother breaking all type of tackles. I digress.
Great show as always, Left.
That's right.
What's your call? What's your call tomorrow?
Eastern Michigan, Akron, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh. You back home or you up at Eastern? Because you already went. This your second Eastern Michigan game, right?
My second Eastern. I'm at Eastern right now, so.
Ypsilanti, boy. Ypsilanti.
Yeah, it's an E. Ypsilanti. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say yip, but they'll get on you.
No, they'll get on you, boy.
For real.
My cousin graduated from Eastern.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Man, we'll have the podcast posted in a few minutes. I have to go get these Christmas decorations out the garage. My wife, I told you, they start.
It's that time of the year, man.
Yeah, Left, man. To everybody, man, have a great day. Most of all, make sure you spend it different.